can't say hi unless you say hi.
Oh, no.
So if you do, glad to. What's up?
I just gave him grief because he was blowing his nose while we were going live, and now I really need to dab.
I decided to take care of that first.
Hi, Doug. Good to see you both. Hello. Okay, I'm going to step aside and take care of that. Pardon me.
3 is a party, so clearly we're away. But definitely.
Okay.
Today's theme, rainy days, inclement weather, stormy weather. I can sing that any which way I can, I guess. I'm trying to think of other stormy songs, but they're completely out of my mind.
That's better.
And we've been thinking about stormy drinks.
Hi, Satellite, and hi,
Hello,
Peter.
So good to see you all. It has been pretty overcast here for days, and the prediction of...
Hi, Lisa and Errol.
Exterior temperature of about 52 was, I believe you said, highly overrated.
Oh my gosh. I get home. The car was reading 51. I was in the city today. I'm like, it was windy and cold. I'm like, 51, my derriere.
Yeah, that's as much as we need to say.
51, my derriere.
I just went out to toss some recycles into the bin. I'm like, wow, it's just
nippy
out here. So much for that. Not that I'm complaining if April happens to be nippy. It's April. Not that I'm complaining about April showers. You know the cliche. But today I thought, oh hell, I'm just staying inside. So I put on a bunch of the colored lights and felt a little less dismal and just got a lot of work done.
Figures the day I go into the city is pouring rain.
Because I think
anyway,
I think it's fairly impossible.
It was fine.
For
Hi,
you
Kathy.
To go into the city
Good
without
to
the
see
rain.
you.
Isn't that the cliche? You go into the city, it rains.
But okay, I have a reputation
predictable.
for that. But honestly, it hasn't rained for a long time.
Yeah.
That I've been going into the city.
Maybe,
so, yeah.
you know.
Hello, okay. We're live on YouTube. Alan and Elizabeth are here, and Lisa.
Yes, Sarah, Lisa.
Errol is here. Eric.
From Errol. Back in.
Hey, okay.
Excellent. Yeah, I believe you've been traveling recently. Some far-flung places.
We're caught up.
Which is, which is good for work. That's great stuff. But I understand that, it keeps you away from your sweetheart. So, gotta get back.
Yeah.
Gotta get back.
That's the bad part. The good part is, traveling.
Yay for travel.
Yeah.
Travel is good. You find fun stuff. We find fun things and bring them home to share with you. If we can find some interesting liquors where we go, then we can tell you.
What a great opening. I happen to have bought a new bottle today. I picked up Giffard Fruit de la Passion. Passion fruit.
Well, passion fruit liquor.
So, I think we're going to run that up the flagpole because I'm planning 2 drinks with it. So, I hope I like it.
Going to see how she salutes it. I'll salute that. Yep.
Hi, Jen Lynn.
Found a couple of classics.
Oh, thank you.
Semi-classics, but...
Jen Lynn says, tell us about your movie.
Oh, sure.
Okay. It's a short movie.
Mm-hmm.
We're starting with a short one.
It's a good place to start.
And it's a dark comedy set in a seedy closeout store. And there's some, what else can I say? There's some comic violence, but it's for comedy.
But it's clean. It's clean, I'm telling you. I think there are scenarios familiar to everybody who has ever been in such a place. And frankly, probably these days, anybody who's ever been in any kind of store, because those are the experiences we all have. So I think when we have a product to show you, we will point the way, and I think you will enjoy. That's what I will say about that. But definitely there.
Just catching up.
Oh, it was Sweat Heart.
Sweat Hug.
Sweat Hug.
Oh.
Typos.
So yeah, it should be.
This keeps the conversation going.
Knock on wood, it should be done in fall and ready for
production is
unleashing
intended to be done by end summer, and that means that you immediately go into post-production, and then you start editing and putting your sound with your movie and your sound effects and your music and all that jazz, and then you're finishing little touches. We've done a lot of videos in our time, so we're very familiar with that editing process, and we will not be hiring editors. I think we can handle it.
But we're hiring a camera person. So if you are a camera person or have a loved one who's a camera person.
Or plays one on TV. Yeah.
Because we have one meeting on Friday. I have no idea how this will go, but we're actively soliciting a director of photography.
Yes. So.
Hi, Stu. Oh, thank you. Oh, she still makes me sweat, but included in sweating is cleaning up my messes on the cheese. Oh, thank you, Stu. Yeah.
Well, that might make you sweat.
What else do we need to hire? Production assistants.
Mm-hmm. PAs are always valuable.
Yeah.
But definitely. And we need to hire HMU.
A makeup artist.
Hair and makeup.
If you're a makeup artist.
A little movie lingo for you. Yeah. HMU. You know, I actually experienced HMU within the past year myself, and you know they were great. They were really great. Yeah. I remember like on set, somebody like every 10 minutes when there was a pause in the action, makeup comes by to check makeup, hair comes by to check hair. It's like, you know, they're doing their job, and their job is on my head, so if it looks bad, it's like, there you go.
Oh, it looks like it looks like a little splashed, but I don't see it.
That's all right there. Just
okay. Wow. What'd you do?
I took us away, apparently. Uh-oh. Now we can't see us. One little swipe of the rag there, and like I erased them.
He just like swept this whole thing away.
I erased them from memory.
No.
Ow!
No.
I hear about such things. Those of you who do electronics repair, you'll hear this thing about like, well, I took the glass dial out of the Philco, and I took some Windex, and then like all the letters were gone. Oh, no. It's like, yeah, I think that the major thing to keep in mind is if it's 75 years old, it's filthy, but watch what you clean with.
Oh, Aaron, we'll say goodnight to your girlfriend for us too.
Oh, yes.
But anyway, so we're going to try the Giffard Fruit de la Passion.
Fruit de la Passion. We've had another passion fruit liqueur, which I believe came from Ecuador. Am I right? It was somewhere in, or was it Dominican? Dominican. Okay. It was within that general area.
This is really good.
Might happen. That was a denser thing because I think it was more pulp happening in there. That flavor was excellent from the Dominican stuff. That's
oh, thank you, Lisa.
Chinola. But this is Giffard. They've gone for a clear liqueur, so they've really gotten the essence of the fruit. Very strong nose on this one.
Good. So, full disclosure.
Ooh, oh yeah.
We've decided not to crowdfund, so we'll be sparing you all a crowdfunding campaign.
We will not hit you up every 5 minutes with, we're almost at our goal, folks.
Yeah,
but I know. It's a drag.
But we're going to be selling merchandise.
We're producing some merch.
To help fund the film. So if you're interested in a t-shirt or something, we will be offering that shortly. But we won't be crowdfunding. So
we are going to have some ready, basically print-on-demand items. And there are many services that offer that these days. But we got some good line on one. We ordered some product to check it out.
We're going to see how it comes out.
We're going to see how it comes out before we drop it on you.
T-shirts.
Some of you here are saying, "Oh, I'd buy a T-shirt." Well, awesome, thank you. And not yet, but very soon, because we're going to need these things. And we'll see how it is, because we've had experience with one of those services, and the quality varied. We'd like to kind of ensure that, like, you order it, you get what it looks like. That's pretty important to me. So we'll see. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can do, and you can probably just keep adding on as long as. I mean, nobody needs another coffee mug unless you broke your coffee mug. In which case,
but we'll have coffee mugs.
maybe you'll want one of our coffee mugs, and every morning you can say,
"Oh, thanks, Julie.
Awesome." So
thank you.
Anyway,
so yeah, hopefully we'll get it shortly, and just make sure it looks good.
I believe in QC myself because these products are made somewhere. And
Elizabeth, thank you. Yeah, stir sticks. I was saying that last night. I wonder if we can make an Ellen Wade's swizzle stick. You have to order so many. Literally. But
I remember
it would be so funny to have like her angry face on the swizzle stick.
There was a point where the major manufacturer of those, actually it's still the point, the major manufacturer of those in the States is still Royer, which I believe is based in Chicago.
Indiana.
Or Indiana. Okay.
Indiana.
I was close. So they are fantastic. They do great designs, and they do all of the events around the country that need swizzles. They've got the lock on those. Excellent stuff. They can do virtually anything on a swizzle. A fantastic selection of colors and printing, and etc. Just incredible stuff. But at the point where we made swizzles, their minimum order was 50.
We can make that happen for you.
Their minimum order was 50,000 units. That's a lot of swizzle sticks. So, I think that has modified since then, but you're still talking a pretty substantial investment to get that done. If we could do more like 200 units, that would be pretty awesome. I don't know, We've done that.
We need to look into it.
We've done customs that were less.
That would be fun.
They cost a lot per unit. That was the thing. They were very dear. And, I personally have the opinion that I don't want to put up a swizzle and say, the swizzles are $15 because they cost a lot of money to make. I'm like, that's kind of a lot.
Nobody's going to pay that.
It's kind of a lot for a swizzle stick.
Who's going to pay that?
The people would pay like $1 for a swizzle stick. So if we can keep the prices at a reasonable level,
I understand
then we go from there.
I understand why people pay for swizzle sticks, but at heart, it's supposed to be something that's just stuck in your drink and served to you.
Yeah, and essentially you throw away.
Lisa purchased a T-shirt. I appreciate that. Thank you. And Peter says, I'd like another Glendora wine glass. We can make that happen.
Well, Peter, you would substantially help the actual filling process here. So let's see you at some point, and we can make that happen because we have stock on those. So if any of you are local and would like the Glendora wine glasses, I suspect that would help the whole process.
Oh, Errol says we love coffee mugs. We're gonna have them.
Oh yeah, okay.
So good.
Good.
Eric's been watching TV. Yeah. Okay. There you go. All right.
Oh, Neil deGrasse. Yeah, there's a classic right there. Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you, Satellite. Oh, you guys, you're so great.
This is really good.
Hey,
Recommendation,
this is really good.
Giffard. This is not sponsored. We just happened to buy it. In fact, they didn't give it to us, but recommended. That's like the latest Giffard product we picked up. That is an excellent, and I'm really starting to recommend the entire line.
I don't think anyone from New York City is watching at this moment, but if you are,
as it turns out,
I think Astor Wine and Spirits is still open. But I got this today at Astor Wine and Spirits, and today only they're having 15% off of liqueur.
So actually, the nice price got nicer.
Glasses. That's a great idea, Lisa. I love that.
That's like the second time I've heard that come up in one of these, and I think to myself, we use coupe. We have some really nice vintage ones.
Hi, John.
And we had some that we got at the dollar store, and one of them broke. And then you find one for a lot more than $1.
Oh, you guys are
And then one of them broke, so now we're down to one again. And I really want to find that glass with a matching set. I think they're just made by Libby. They shouldn't be that hard, and they're not easy to find. So they're a little less usual than your iconic conical, and certainly than the iconical and the double old fashioned, which is everybody makes a deal with. We have not made one yet, but they're very commonly found. So. Make you a little room here.
So I'm making one. I'm calling this the April Shower. And I'm starting with 2 ounces of Dorothy Parker Rose Petal Gin. I'm just saying Rose Petal Gin because there are others.
So the Rose Petal Gins. But if you can find the Parker, excellent product. Coming in about 90 proof. Or is it 94 even?
Oh, Eric, those
really
T-shirts.
Really nice clean product.
I believe they go up to like 5X. Yeah, they're nuts.
So I think you
have
to
Gwen.
be a big being to fit into that.
Good to see you.
But I think we can fit you. I think so.
Yeah, they go pretty big. So
cocktail time. Yeah.
And hi, Jamie.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Do you mind if I do?
Okay, so that was 2 ounces of the Rose Petal Gin. I'm going to do a ½ ounce of
Giffard.
The passion fruit liqueur.
Literally called Fruit de la Passion.
Yes.
I'm not pronouncing that well.
Passion. I'm being funny.
Without emotion.
I'm making fun
Without passion. So.
I don't say I have a great accent. Okay, ½ ounce fresh lemon juice. I hope my little trick will work well.
Yeah. It's good to have tricks up your sleeve.
½ ounce fresh lemon juice. And then
cocktail time.
2 dashes of the Hella bitters. Hella Cocktail Company, they are calling themselves these days. Ginger bitters.
Which we like a lot. We've had that in the travel size for a long time, and we finally killed it, so you bought a new bottle because you happened to be at a place that had a huge number.
Okay, you can go back to the comments.
Yes, let's go.
All right, so shake with ice.
Oh, a hat is being requested. Okay.
Oh.
I'm going to look through these comments after and see what's what.
There's a baseball cap on there. I'll have to see if they have other kinds of hats. I know there's definitely a baseball cap. So, And the funny thing is, I took this off. Like, they, by default, add, like, tons and tons of products on there. There was the ability to buy an Ellen Waite's comforter. And an Ellen Waite's shower curtain.
Just in case, you're
I
a really
removed
big fan.
those, but if anyone really feels like they need an
if you're
Ellen
saying to
Waite's
yourself,
comforter, let me know and I'll
really like
add
that,
them.
then we can add that back in. It's very much like the Amazon shop. We can add literally anything on Amazon.
If you need Ellen's cranky face on a comforter, we can make that happen. Oh, cowsills. Yes, Lisa.
Ah, there you go.
Oh, Peter. Yeah. Rainy day old fashioned.
Shake with ice. And...
So I'm going to do one. For my next trick after this one, I'm going to do one with rye. So not quite an old fashioned, but
in the wheelhouse, perhaps. And would you like a cocktail glass?
Yes, please.
All right, then.
Thank you.
I think I will remove one and place one. There we go.
Thank you.
I think I'll place one of these guys since they're a lot of fun. These got these for Christmas, I believe, just last year. And they're like very wide stem conical glass.
All right,
Pretty
so
cool.
strain it to a cocktail glass. Oh wait, maybe I spoke too soon. Thank you.
Hold that sidecar.
Yeah.
Hold that sidecar.
Thank you.
Glass in honor of Jack Kirby. Oh, I grew up like viewing a lot of Jack Kirby art.
Okay.
Big Fantastic Four fan back in the day.
Remember a copper goblet? I haven't. That's a good idea too. I love that idea. Yeah.
Like for your dark and stormy type cocktail.
That's a great idea.
Your Moscow Mule type item.
Speaking of rainy day cocktail. Okay, so for my little trick, we're going to put a few drops of blue curacao in, like raindrops.
Like raindrops.
La, la, la.
Must be raindrops.
La, la, la.
I think that's doing the trick.
Yeah.
I can see that they're sort of suspended in the cosmos there.
There we go.
That's a good looking thing.
The April shower. Oh yeah, it's kind of sinking to the bottom like an aviation.
Yeah, like an aviation.
Oh.
Well, that's fun. And it's adding a little bit of orangey flavor to it.
So I just need to change one little thing on here.
If you would, when you change it.
I need that more like 7.
Of the blue corset?
Yeah.
Oh, true, yeah. Well, you have to estimate these.
Drop.
Oh, drop is, yeah. Come on. There we go. All right.
There we go. Okay, fixed. All fixed.
Good.
Thank you. All right, let's try it.
Let's give this a try, shall we?
Ooh.
Kind of nice, eh?
I really like that.
I like that, too.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yes, Lisa, copper mug. Okay, so we're getting some votes for copper mugs.
Oh, wow, yeah. So
yeah, okay, I'm going to see if they have that. If they don't,
say what's what.
We'll find a place that has them.
You can check that
out.
Hi,
Marty.
That's a fun idea to put your logo on a copper mug. Because that's a more unusual container. There was a Vogue for...
Oh, Marty just dropped The Association is playing Paramount this Saturday. That's right.
That's true.
Are there still tickets? We might be busy.
We may well be busy that day.
But that would be fun.
I was just listening to one of their albums today, their album Birthday, which is their 1968 effort. And I got to say, after their huge hit Inside Out, Birthday is awesome. This is a great, great record. Recommend anybody here who likes that style of like 60s pop. I mean, and you kind of forget, these guys were a really tight band. They're really well known as a vocal band, kind of like Mamas and the Papas. But Mamas and the Papas is like 4 vocalists, Hal Blaine, Glenn Campbell, and Carol Kay. You know, there's no band. It's whoever they picked up that day. So with the Association, it was an actual performing band. And then they'd go live, and it's like you saw them do what they did in the studio. So they're kind of cool that way.
I suppose if our plans fall through, we could look into it.
We'll see what's happening.
Yeah.
You'll see what's what. I would very much enjoy seeing them. And the Paramount is extremely local to us. We can literally walk there. And it's a classical theater. It is actually not originally a vaudeville house, as so many of these were. It was originally a movie house. Probably one of the first places to get air conditioning around here, and had a theater organ, which went by the wayside, but they got that model back. They don't have the actual organ, but they have the same type of organ. So you can go and see silent movies with somebody tickling the ivories there.
Do you have, does Lisa have a lot of Hard Rock t-shirts? Hard Rock Hard Rock in Italy. Okay, and Hard Rock in Athens. Oh. Yeah, okay, Errol. Lisa, do you have a lot of Hard Rock Cafe t-shirts?
Interesting. That's a different fun. Collection.
Yeah. Oh, love Wendy, Marty says.
Yeah, Wendy's a great song. I believe that's Ruth Ann Friedman. And you think, who is that again? Look her up. She's one of those people who writes these songs and you don't really know who she is. And then you find her little catalog and it's like, this is some really cool stuff.
Oh, yeah, Kites Are Fun.
Oh, yep. Excellent.
Free design.
In an extremely similar vein and also very intricate vocal work. And they in particular were doing very classical arrangements on stuff. And then if you ever want some bonus free design, just listen to some Tony Mottola records from that same period, also on Project 3. And you'll hear these voices in the background. Bop, bop, bop. It's free design.
Oh, wow. Okay, from
recognize them in a second.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, definitely enjoy the free design. We've got 3 of their albums, and I would pick them all up. But definitely.
You need a drink.
Was listening to the album today, and the bonus cuts were, in fact, Windy and Along Comes Mary, which that's just the killer cut right there. Written by a guy named Tandon Almer. Who the hell is that? Weird story. Look him up. But it's a great song. Great song.
Oh, you're not going to tell it?
So we were going to, I don't really know this story. I just looked up one time, and he was just this character, and there's all this backstory on him. Whatever happened with him? And it's read about it. I don't know. I think he had some issues. So there we go. Well, I need something, and one of our correspondents there just name-checked yet another one of those 60s vocal pop groups. We're in that vein tonight. Hope Joe's watching, because he enjoys all of them. The Cowsills with their big hit, The Rain, the Park, and Other Things. People are like, what song? Oh, I Love the Flower Girl. That one. Well, guess what? I found a drink called Flower Power. And I said, I can make that. Let's try that out. I need to grab some ingredients. For one, I hope I didn't kill this. Okay.
Now he says, I hope I didn't kill that. Yeah, me too. If you're going to use it to make a drink, I hope you didn't.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about it.
Oh, Lisa's ready to mix. Oh, Laurie Anderson was on 60 Minutes? Oh, I didn't see that. Okay. I'll have to look for that.
Cool.
Is Wendy about a pusher?
About a pusher?
Mm-hmm.
Wendy?
I think it's probably a different Wendy.
Yeah. Along Comes Mary could be about a pusher.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's a different Wendy, but...
Different kind of thing. I am not thinking so, as a matter of fact. Oh, and I need to actually clean this one out, too. Be right back. He'll be there.
He just when it was home all day. What are you making?
Flower power.
Oh. Oh, yeah, you do need the dropper, don't you?
Yep, as it turns out.
Okay, well. Okay, Anderson Cooper interviewed, Anderson Cooper interviewed Laurie Anderson. Oh boy, that's fun. Okay, I gotta look for that. Up. Okay, I am all caught up. So I know I've mentioned it before, but I really love this rose petal gin, the Dorothy Parker. So if you are a fan of gin,
why did
I will look for it. Here, I'll do it.
Get rid of that, please.
I will.
Thank you. Touch one thing and it flies off the handle.
Let's make a drink called I'm Just Not Sure.
I don't know.
That'll be our bonus drink.
There we go. So back to what I was doing here. The Flower Power I actually found in the Mr. Boston, the latest guide. I don't know how old this is.
I don't know if it's the latest one anymore.
By now, this is a few years old. I'll have to check that out. Anyway, 2 ounces of Reposado tequila. The guide was saying clear. We don't have that, so I'm not going to go out and buy it. I'm going to use what we have. And I like Reposado in this kind of drink anyway, so there we go.
It's clear. It's just not Blanco.
Ounce of grapefruit juice. Hadn't had this in a while. We couldn't get grapefruit juice at all.
I think we still can't.
Trader Joe's,
get it at our supermarket.
So I said, damn it, I'm buying grapefruit juice and using it.
Have you ever heard of the group Broadcast?
Broadcast? No.
I don't.
Nope.
think so.
Not at all. Thank you. Half ounce of agave syrup. And the reason that I had to run over there was because I had to find this in the back of the fridge.
Oh my gosh, that's like all...
And it was all completely frozen. So I put it on some hot water and I kind of forgot about it and it's a little distorted right now. Isn't that the fun sort of thing that happens?
See this. That's hilarious.
Well, it's looking a little distorted there.
No.
We have a half-ounce measure over there somewhere, don't we?
Yes.
Yes, we do. That's not half-ounce. Oh, that is half-ounce. Yes. Thank you. Yeah.
Anyway. Oh, that was
Yeah, it's
funny.
pretty hilarious. So I've got the hot agave.
Yes, Along Comes Mary sounds like a double entendre.
It really does.
Yep.
In that period of time, absolutely. Yep. This is very hot.
Oh, Lisa went... Okay. Lisa and Errol went to the Hard Rock Venice. Okay. Yeah, they... Okay. I haven't been to... I went to the one in L.A. I think it's the only one I've ever been to. But yeah, I know that there was one in Cancun, or at least there was.
There was.
And yeah.
Might still be there.
But they speak English at every restaurant in Cancun.
Yeah, they do. 3 drops orange blossom water, 2 dashes of Peychaud's. I've got one of those here. So here's your Peychaud's. This looked interesting enough for me to try. Sometimes I'll see something which has an appropriate on-theme name, and it just looks terrible. Or it just looks like it's a martini with one thing added. Oh, jeez. Okay, so that was 2 dashes.
Oh, okay, we'll look for them, drops. Eric. Broadcast.
There we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's about right.
The open source drink.
Yeah, there we go.
That's funny.
Oh, like the other thing I forgot. Yep, we need 1 of these, too. Side. I think that's about right.
It's like baking. It's about to get really like baking.
Didn't have this out because
I would say it's about to get really like baking.
Interestingly enough, because this involves an egg white. Now, we've never actually had egg whites outside of eggs before, so when I've used these on the air, I usually crack an egg and separate it, and it's a real process, isn't it? But you can buy egg whites, egg substitute. Oh yeah, this is actually not egg whites. This is egg whites with color in it, isn't it? Well, it's not really going to affect the color of this stuff, I think.
It's what you have.
It's what I got, so I'm going with it. Boom. This is the egg substitute, which is egg whites with some stuff to make it yellow. The last one we had was just clear. And I was forgetting that we bought this stuff. Well, you know what?
I was not going to change the color. Egg whites again.
I'm not going to change the color.
You didn't want to. Hard Rock Cafe is the Trader Vic's of the Gen X. Yeah, it kind of is. It kind of is.
Well, we were near the Hard Rock Cafe Atlanta in January, and walking past there, because it was also right where the drugstore was, and I was picking up some supplies. And I see a sign that says, like, this Thursday was, or that Thursday, was like the Hard Rock Velvet Underground. I'm like, what in the world is that? Who knows? So apparently they've got some sort of
Peter had the Hard Rock Hurricane.
Oh yeah.
I think I was about 18 when I went, so I don't think I had booze. Probably didn't have booze.
Not when you were 18. Not when we were 18.
Lisa says it's like baking. It feels so much better chugging the drinks. Amen. Amen to that.
You know, don't you know? Okay, I think that's that for that. Did that involve any...
I think you can make a drink called Disconnected, Eric.
Any citrus in there?
No.
I'm not sure of that.
That's why I was thinking... I
actually rattled it off to you.
I know, and it didn't have any... I didn't say anything, did I?
You did not.
I was thinking, like...
It did not. We're going to go with it.
Let's see.
Give it a try.
Oh, Stu, thank you.
There we go. So again, this had 2 dashes of Peychaud's, 3 drops of orange flower water. Well, it's good to have something else to do with orange flower water, because otherwise, the only thing I ever do with it is pour some into a Ramos Gin Fizz. Frankly, that's one of the few drinks...
That's a good use.
Few drinks where I can say, I'm glad I have this around for just that purpose and nothing else, because that's worth your time, and you need the orange flower water. So, shake with ice.
Elizabeth, I'm kind of with you.
And shaking is pretty hard because it's got the egg white. The egg white, you do need to beat the hell out of it. And it's going to add foaminess to the top of the drink. Like a Ramos, which you shake for a really, really long time. Okay. That's a pretty good shake weight, too.
I love to cook. Baking, I mean, I'll do it because I like having baked goods. But, yeah, it's a lot of measuring and stuff. And I'm just not a measuring gal.
More science going on there.
I like to just pour and experiment.
Mixology is scientific to the fact that, if you mix this with that and you get the proportions right, you get a good drink. And if you get them wrong, it's not so good. And pour into your cocktail glass. Well, one thing is...
Those are small glasses.
I need to take this down a bit. As do you. Because I need to make some room in there to get that foamy head on the top of this.
Okay, I like that better than I thought I would.
Interesting, yeah, right?
I kind of thought it would be awful. But it's not awful.
Not awful.
Yay for not awful.
With I probably should have had a larger glass here because then it would have that really big layer of foam. But it has a little bit there.
Drink while you bake.
It's a good thing. There are certain things out there that do call for the egg white, like Pegu Club, I think, does, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, there's a gin drink that does. And I'm not thinking of the Ramos Gin Fizz. I'm thinking of another one.
Yeah, it's a gin drink. It's a classic.
Yeah.
It's like gin sour with, I think, raspberry syrup and then the egg white. Clover Club. The Clover Club. It's a good one. It's a great little brunch drink, too.
That's a known search. Gin drink with egg white.
Gin drink with egg white. I think a classic whiskey sour.
Gin Fizz.
Gin Fizz, yep. Meyer Lemon Gin Fizz, Bee's Knees.
Bee's Knees, yep.
I believe the classic whiskey sour might well involve the egg white to give it that like foamy head. If you buy the stuff and they pack it and you mix that up and everything.
Oh, sure, Peter. Foams. Peter, I have an issue of King Arthur Flowers magazine. I forget I think it's called Sift. I forget, but it's, I bought an issue of it because they had a whole section on baked goods that featured either liquor or liqueurs. So I'll happily make you a copy of the article.
Yeah, sure.
If you're interested. Rumbles, yeah.
Rumbles.
Marty says rumbles. Yes to rumbles.
Kind of the obvious one there. Glad somebody whipped that out. I wasn't thinking rumbles.
Hi, John Morse. How are you?
Johnny.
Oh.
Well, look,
we miss you too.
Glad you're.
We miss you too.
Glad to kick it on. You're dropping one in. We've just had a lot of conversation here about baked goods with liqueurs. I think you could speak to that, John.
Yeah, you can definitely use the liquid egg whites in cocktails.
Here's the interesting thing: you can crack an egg, use the egg white. Now, a lot of drinks are like use half an egg white. What the hell's half an egg white? Well, I think they mean you need to make two. Yeah, well, you do need to make two. But if you have the carton of the egg whites that you can get at the grocery, you can pour out like enough for one egg. I estimated about an ounce. That's more or less it. Yeah, I suppose there's an exact measure on there, blah, blah, blah. I think it's at 3 tablespoons, which I think is about an ounce. So there you go. You can also use, and this is interesting, for anybody out there who's like, I'm not eating eggs anymore, or I have a problem with, or, oh, I went vegan, can't do eggs. Here's the interesting thing. You know, of course, about that bizarre miracle substitute for egg whites, aquafaba. It's a fairly current coinage, which is what? Buy a can of chickpeas, drain the fluid, start using that. What you do with that is you whip it up. And if you whip it up like heavy, it will basically become meringue, and you can bake it, and it's like an exact meringue substitute. It's weird how that works. But you can also use it in cocktails as a sub for the egg white, and it works perfectly fine. There's no particular flavor to it.
Yeah.
So
I think the texture was a little funny, but
I tried it at the Rhode Island Spirits. I thought it was just fine.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
It was just fine. So,
okay, so anyway, we're getting a vote for cake soaked in rum. Yes, Doug. Very good idea.
Rum
and
cake.
Jamie made banana pudding cheesecakes today with banana liqueur.
Banana liqueur. Now you're talking. Wow.
That sounds really good.
That sounds like pretty filling.
Really good.
Nom.
Oh.
Sound pretty good?
Oh, John did some liquors with some St. Patrick's Day stuff. All right.
There you go.
I love it.
Yep. Well, we also have a couple of cookbooks, I believe, which are branded. There's a hardback volume that is like things to do with Grand Marnier, which there's a lot of baked goods in there. And then I think we have one from Tia Maria, if I'm not mistaken. Like what you can do.
Oh, yes. Elizabeth's talking about the Dead Celebrity Cookbook. Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. Elizabeth Montgomery. Yep. 80
calories.
Yep.
Well, happen to like the deviled eggs a lot. Probably more than I should. If I talk to my doctor, he'd probably say, yeah, you want to lay off on the cholesterol. Although my levels were good last time I checked, so I'm okay with the occasional eggs. And but I like the baked goods too.
Yum-ola. That sounds so good.
I actually used up like 4 eggs recently because I realized we had a lot of eggs and we're suddenly not using them. And I said, I gotta use these eggs. And we happen to have a couple of frozen bananas that had gone by the wayside. And I said, banana bread, boom.
But Marty reminded me, I think we should do rum balls at other times of the year, not just Christmas.
Well, it's like eggnog. Eggnog people do, like, you can buy that carton around Christmas time. You have it until New Year's, and then you throw it away. And you don't do it ever during the year.
Upside-down rum cake, yum.
But apparently it's quite traditional, not only at Christmas and New Year's, but at Easter. Easter eggnog.
But the funny thing is, like, I was putting together vintage recipes for our Patreons. Our patrons. On Patreon.
Patreons.
And, especially like in the 30s cookbooks, there are a lot of eggnog recipes just under beverages, and they're not specifically for Christmas. They're just, people would just drink eggnogs back then.
We just have nogs.
Yeah, just at any time of the year. One of the books is called Bodybuilding Dishes for Children, which I love.
Here, feed them a lot of fat calories.
And they children with dumbbells, like.
Hello, and then what do they get served after that? Here, a delicious eggnog. Thanks, Mom. Build strong bodies 10 ways.
For child bodybuilders.
Yeah. Hilarious kind of stuff.
Oh, I love my vintage cookbooks.
I mean, I think it was...
Hi, Gil.
The Esquire cookbook has
yes.
Esquire
at Christmas and
drink book, the one from the 1949, which we have a copy of on the shelf there, has a whole section about eggnogs, and there's like 12 or 15 different variations. They're all pretty similar, but they're all very specific too. Like Baltimore eggnog uses this and this, and you'll use brandy and rum, but never whiskey. It's like, okay, well, there was something going on about that.
I'm not positive this was in the children's book, but one of the books had a coffee eggnog, and that would be so funny if they had coffee eggnog for children.
Yeah, really. Get a little buzz on in other ways, more ways than one.
Back when people fed coffee to their kids.
Oh,
Peter, orange liqueur and baked goods. Okay, so I'm going to declare this now, and I hope I remember next week. We'll do rum balls for next week.
Rum balls.
Hi, good. Ken. Good to see you.
Well, hello. Yep.
Oh.
Blonde brownies with Jack. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yum. Okay, yeah. Oh, I like this. Errol says Lisa made an outstanding rum cake. I was afraid someone was going to light a match around it.
Careful.
Ooh, rum cake Tortuga style. Yeah. Yes.
There's your traditional like rum cakes were actually
eggnog is the original protein
soaked
shake.
in rum as a preservative, and then if they would get a little dry, you would just add more rum. And sometimes you soak them really high proof rum, and that has a pretty good effect. And then of course there's the phenomenon in the islands of something called black cake. That's the very specific rum cake, which has a very high concentration of dried fruits, whatever you can get. I think it's like currants, raisins, prunes, whatever. And you start that literally in January. You're soaking fruits in 151 for months on end. And then you finally put the whole thing together, and it's just this massive, dense thing that's very boozy. It's pretty awesome. So
yeah, Jamie says they make rum balls all year round. And actually, boozy bourbon balls. I have a recipe from my mother-in-law that is called boozy bourbon balls. Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah, they were really good, as a matter of fact.
Marty says, my first experience with booze.
My very first experience.
I love that.
Rum balls.
I don't think I had a rum ball until I was an adult, but yeah.
I definitely had them as
Well, I'll start making them and we'll have them next week. Maybe we'll open them up and
my mother
debut them.
Would make them, and I'm sure it was graham cracker crumbs, whatever. Ginger snaps is a good base on those. And I'm sure that her recipe was like 1 tablespoon of dark rum, and that wasn't going to do much to anybody about anything. So we would
Charlie, get off the ceiling. See, Fred, no coffee for kids.
Bing! So anyway, I poured the sidecar into the drink here, and I happen to have that nice like foamy layer on top, which is nice, and it's working well. And it's working very well in this sparkly glass I like. So if I undersize the glass to begin with, it's okay. I got the remains. It's still there. It's still good.
It's okay.
This one's growing on me. I actually like this more than when I started. I thought it's good, but it's actually, I think it's kind of developing. I'm liking the flavors. They like the orange blossom water there is subtle, but if I didn't have it, I'd probably be missing it. Yeah, that's kind of nice.
Yeah, it's good.
Peychaud's is one of those things where you buy that to make one cocktail, and you think, what else do I do with this? Well, by now there are a number of cocktails that use Peychaud's, and you might be able to find it in your supermarket. There was a period where it was impossible.
If I ordered that in an establishment, I would be very happy with it.
Yeah, that's good price.
Yeah, it's not the first thing that would pop out of my brain, but I would like it if I got it somewhere else. So,
I see cocktails sometimes that say tequila, grapefruit, and sometimes it just kind of hits like an extremely narrow palate.
Oh, Marty, go for it. If it's happening, go for it.
Oh yeah, drop it in.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this is the form for such things. Some of our correspondents are local and have capacity, and some of them are not so local and might want to take a trip. So,
Marty, you probably know Marty as DJ Stately Wayne Manor.
Hello.
And he's also a local promoter, so he has an announcement to make.
So drop it on us, folks.
Oh, Peter says one time I did a marinade with rum for steak. Yum.
I believe Steak Diane is a classic formula which uses either whiskey or brandy, and you're frying it very fast, and you flame the brandy over it. It's a presentation kind of thing. It looks kind of
Hi, Sherry.
Hey, Sherry.
Hey.
Not so late. We're still going. You're here. And
we're just getting started.
We many times have made a little something that we call Mai Tai chicken or Mai Tai shrimp. And the Mai Tai marinade is basically a Mai Tai. The only thing I do is that I have to gas it up because it's kind of like a little heavy for that. So I add some pineapple juice. So I'll make a New England Mai Tai. I put some more juice into it. People will complain. I put some bitters into it for sure. And sometimes I'll throw a whole lime chill in there just to get that essence going on. I do not.
But the New England Mai Tai has to have the dark rum float.
Use dark rum. Yeah, New England Mai Tai is always dark rum float. Always. But basically make a really big Mai Tai, put it over your shrimp, let them sit around for a couple hours, and then throw them on the grill. And the results are really nice. And I've done chicken too, and it's a good thing. So you just let it soak and put it in. And when you're done with the marinade, you'll have a lot left over. And if you've been soaking chicken in it, you're like, yeah. Put it on the stove and boil it for 10 minutes and you're good.
I got to read Lisa's comment for people who are not on Facebook. A few years ago, I purchased a bunch of old cookbooklets from eBay, and I made rum cake for Christmas from the Bacardi booklet. And I took it to a family gathering at my parents', and it was gone. No one in my family drinks except for Errol. And I at Christmas, everyone had a good time. That's like a margarita cake. No, margarita pie I made one time.
The first time we made it was awesome. And then
I think I lost the recipe.
We lost the formula, and we tried it again with a different formula. It wasn't as good. And I was like, what happened? The first one was great.
The first one was, we got to try to recreate
Gotta find that.
Maybe we need to do a dessert
Maybe we need to figure that out because it was so good. Because the idea was, it was one of those things that you do with a graham cracker crust, except you would crush up pretzels, for the salted rim. That was a good idea. That worked really, really well.
Ooh, a boozy Tres Leches cake.
Hello.
Ranchada. Yum, yum.
I think we've had Tres Leches cake from our neighbors who make such things. She's a pretty excellent pastry chef.
She's an amazing chef. Yeah. Had a friend who had a friend that was going to give German chocolate treats to the kids. The booze-containing kind. Oh boy! How about some M&Ms?
I remember as a kid getting ice cream with a shot of creme de menthe on top, and it's just I don't know, it's got liquor. It's a shot of creme de menthe. This is about 20 proof. It's a real big deal, you know. Good on ice cream. And I don't really do too much else with creme de menthe.
Yay.
We just recently did, within the past month, of course, did the St. Patrick's episode. When you look around for St. Patrick's themed cocktails, you will find some fantastic atrocities of the trade that should not be done. Unless you watch our show.
Hi, Gettysburg, ma'am.
Hey!
Hey!
Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
I keep seeing these things that are Irish whiskey, creme de menthe, chartreuse. Oh, wow. That's just don't. So, like, I recommend you don't, and I'm not going to. But if you want me to make something so that you don't have to, I'm always willing to dare.
No.
But I will tell you, if it is bad, I will tell you it's bad before I make it. And then I'll try it and I'll say, yep, it's bad.
Why would you make it if you know it's going to be bad?
There are things that I look at and I say, that is such a fill in the blank, is that I'll try it.
Atrocity.
I will try it. Yeah, atrocity is a good word. I'll try it. But I know when it's going to be terrible, you know. We make a lot of things from our own formulas around this joint, and you know what? I very, very seldom do I go, nah, not happening. Sometimes it's just that the balance is off. But we don't design them so that they're just left field. You know, they're all drinkable. They
chocolate syrup with rum in it would be great.
Oh.
Some ice cream. You have to make a bunch of desserts for next week's video.
There we go.
Boozy.
Oh, kids at the school. Oh, yeah, jeez. Kids at school would be like, I'd like one of those chocolates. Sure.
I do remember having those when I was a kid. My friends' parents had them.
Which ones?
The boozy chocolates.
Oh, the chocolates with the booze inside. Yeah,
but they were, you know, like, but we only had like one or two. It wasn't.
Oh, yeah. If you have more than a few, you're just going to be sick from all the sugar. So, hey, you know.
Hi, Louis. Good to see you. Yeah, jellyfish.
Boom. Oh, lots of jellyfish.
Yeah, back when we were kids, it was okay to give kids booze. I'm kidding, it wasn't. But people did anyway.
You know, there's those stories about like if the baby is teething, it's just a little bit of whiskey in the milk or something. And I think,
on the gums.
On the gums.
Whiskey on the gums.
Whiskey on the gums. Yeah. You know, a little anesthetic. Well, anesthetic for the kid is a good idea. Maybe not whiskey. But I'm thinking also of all of those stories when you read about Guinness. Again, we recently did the St. Patrick's episode, so I'm looking into this. That back in the 30s and 40s, it was popular in the UK to recommend Guinness for nursing mothers because it was nutritious. And these days, you would think, how could you do that? You know, at the time, it was okay. And I think, well, like you don't have this whole massive generation that was completely messed up.
Lisa says we need hats like yours.
Oh, this kind of hat. Interesting. I have to look into that.
Ooh, yeah.
I have a feeling the unit cost would be a bit prohibitive, but it all depends, after all. Film financing usually is like, 4 zeros or 5 zeros. And that's a big ask.
Oh, okay. So Peter says creme de menthe. I just remember my sister's wedding. I was 14. I snuck as much as I could. And Gettysburg Man says, yes, grandmother used to do whiskey on my gums as a kid. Yeah, that's a thing.
Whiskey being just a commonly available thing from the cabinet, you know. A lot of people would have whiskey as a medicine at the time. And, of course, patent medicines were usually about 120 proof. So all these teetotalers who were like, I never touch a drop. But then again, there's Mrs. McCready's surgical brews.
I got my teeth cleaned today, and I could have used some whiskey on my gums.
Mm-hmm. You had that technician. Yes, I've had her. Yeah. I still need to go see same dentist to get my my new crown put in. It is finally arrived at the office. And in the meantime, the one in front of it popped off. So now I've got a loose crown and no crown. I'm doing really great over here.
Although, I forgot to tell you this. I told him that something popped out of your mouth, and he was saying that it's going around. Like, everyone is breaking teeth or grinding their teeth or things are falling out. I guess that's
a thing.
That's a thing.
It's been a thing with these crowns that I've had back here for years that eventually they loosen up and they just kind of pop out when I'm flossing the teeth. Good dental hygiene, and my teeth fall apart. Doing. But I got to tell you.
Oh, yeah.
It's just one of those things.
Oh, I love it. Elizabeth says a little red wine, Malbec, and seltzer water from the siphon jug is standard table side kids drink in Argentina. I love it.
Yeah, sure. You just water down the wine.
Guinness, if it looks like motor oil, but it's beer, I'll drink it.
How about if your soda pop looks like motor oil? That would be Moxie. Yeah. And we just had this discussion recently. I was actually with some friends at a gaming day, and somebody brought a 6-pack of Moxie. And one of the participants dared me to make a cocktail with it. I said, okay. So I looked around the house to see what I could pair with it, and I found something awful, terrible. And I said, let's make this work. So we put it together, and I got something good.
Jamie says Granny kept her medicine in the drawer.
Of course. Where else?
Says, she also used whiskey to cure all of her ailments. I love it. I love it.
I will say, without any fear of contradiction, are you feeling the sniffles these days? Maybe you've been out, you've started to rejoin society like us all, and you're like, well, I've been vaccinated, and I'm good. I wear the mask and all that sort of thing, and I'm being careful. But then, like, you're at some sort of thing, and you manage to get a head cold. You're like, oh, that's a different coronavirus.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, that's nasty. Bad stuff.
Oh, the over-the-counter pill poppers these days, and they fought their grandparents for a few drops of whiskey. Exactly.
Seriously.
Exactly.
Come on. All the medications. I'm on pills every day. Jeez. But here's the kicker. So,
I love it. Oh, Lisa, I love this idea. You guys need to sell your type of hat and make your own hat pins. Every year you have an anniversary pin. I love it.
Yearly enamel pin. I love enamel pins myself.
I love it.
So it's yearly enamel pin, and every year you order a new one, and we send it to you.
Oh, Fernet and Coke. Yeah, I knew that was big in Argentina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, Argentina drinks more Fernet per capita than Italy, where it's produced. In fact, Fernet is produced in Argentina because they drink so much of it. And the common thing to do is to throw it in Coca-Cola. I'm thinking of a classic, like, sugar-based Coca-Cola with this heavy-based Amaro, which is also very, like, menthol, because that's what's in it. It really doesn't sound good.
Doctor's shopping begin with dentists.
I
can see that.
But,
I can see that. Okay.
The simple fact is we happen to have a bottle of Fernet, and because we had a request from one of our correspondents, and we happen to have some kosher Coke. So I could make a real classic Argentine Coke and Fernet. I would just need to know the proportions. I guess I could make that. I
trust you to figure that out.
I'm going to say that's one of those things I was just describing that sounds awful. I know it's popular, but so what? Sounds bad. But I would try it for you, you know?
Oh, okay. We got more votes for pins. Yay,
hey.
Okay.
Enamel pins.
I love it.
I would definitely do an enamel pin, and I think that's within the realm. That would not be, the price would be more than a few bucks, but that would not be outrageous. That could definitely be done. There are places that'll do enamel pins for you. So. I
see we didn't get any votes for Ellen Waite's comforters. I'm kidding you guys. I'm kidding. They were over $100. I'm like, you can have your design put on a comforter. I'm like, yeah, I wonder how many comforters will sell.
The asking price was like $120. I think, okay, that's a little.
I know.
That's a little high. But
you mention Crown Royal whiskey, Lodo, polyphenols, and
bad cholesterol. Oh, I tell you.
Really?
You know something?
I'm interested.
We got a bottle of Crown.
I'm intrigued.
I happen to enjoy Crown. I think it's a good product. And if I'm in a place and it's just like an old man bar, and people are like, you want a shot of something? I'm like, yeah, give me a shot of Crown. They got it behind the bar, and that's a quality product. So.
Oh, Errol says had great wine in Argentina after business hours. I
bet. That's first of all. You've got the original people who colonized the joint, or Spanish wine drinkers. Then you have this massive Italian migration that hits Argentina, wine drinkers. And then you also have like a migration from Germany, also wine drinkers. So it's just like there's a lot of people who have entered Argentina who make wine. It's no big surprise that it's a big wine producing area.
Do school nurses still administer Coke syrup in the school nurse office? We have a friend who's a nurse. I could ask her.
Interesting. That's probably by the by. But I'd be interested to know. That's a funny thing. I never got that as a kid.
Lewis says, when I had an earache when I was little, my mom gave me a Bourbon and a tablespoon of grape diamond tap. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I just felt awesome. The only time that I ever had that experience.
Oh my gosh.
Was when I was
Eric, I love it.
17 and the wisdom teeth started coming in and this extreme pain. We have to have them taken out, so I do. And then the doctor prescribes Tylenol 3. Tylenol 3 has codeine. And like, when you've had them out, it's just like pain. It's just pain in your head. It's just like pain. So I'm like, so I take the Tylenol 3. I'm like, and then suddenly it's like, the pain is gone.
I took Tylenol 3 one time, and I enjoyed it so much that I tossed the rest because I'm like, I could see why people get addicted to stuff.
Opiates.
Yeah.
Opiates.
Eric says, what about Glendora comforters? I'm so doing that. I'm doing that.
Maybe we need to do that kind of thing.
Just some Glendora's
But definitely.
head on.
We're looking at the board for the pins. Lisa, man, I think you've got a thing going on. Thank you. Okay.
Lisa says, my grandmother had a pharmacy for anything anyone might need. And fruit. Lots of fruit. I love it.
Lots of fruit's a good idea.
Oh. I love it. Okay.
Okay, I'll wrangle this stuff. You need to make a thing.
Okay. Oh,
paregoric.
Paregoric.
Oh,
yeah.
Paregoric, another solution of opiates. Jeez, all these things that used to be opiates.
Oh, okay.
In your medicine cabinet.
The Coke syrup, Lisa's saying, I don't know, but when I was a pharmacy technician, we used to sell it by gallons to our nursing homes. Wow, okay.
Interesting.
All right, interesting. I just want to look at my recipe real quick.
Now, Coca-Cola was originally invented, I believe, as a hangover cure, so it's not surprising if it is still used in a medicinal fashion. Okay. I've heard that athletes, if you're running marathons or whatnot and you get depleted, that one thing to do is flat Coke. The fizz is not a good idea when you're running, but the sugariness and the fluid is a good idea. And the caffeine, whatever. So that's one of those things.
Yeah, whatever.
So.
Oh, codeine, my first hallucinogenic experience. I love it.
Oh boy. Now I'm thinking of the Buffy St. Marie song Codeine, which is pretty harrowing.
Oh my God. Okay, so Errol says, we used to turn up the syrup feed on the Coke machine on my submarine in the Navy. Corresponded with the visits to the dentist for the whole
You don't say.
Okay, all right. I'm going to let Paul take this over.
Sugary. I will wrangle. So what else you do?
The first one I made was April's Shower, so I'm calling this one Mayflowers.
Mayflowers. You got 2 ounces of the rye.
2 ounces of rye. And I'm going to do a ½ ounce of the Giffard Fruit de la Passion again.
De la Passion. We have a vote here for a classic Southern formula. This sounds very Southern formula. Bourbon, lemon, honey for cough. It works.
Oh, yeah.
That would probably kill your cough.
Yep.
It's not going to cure your cold, although you'll feel good, but it probably will cure your cough. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm probably getting a cold, you guys.
We do something awfully similar for a cold called the Bourbon Stone Sour, which I was about to get to. And I tell you, will it cure your cold? No! You've got to get cured yourself.
Well, yeah, virus.
But will you feel better? Oh, yeah.
Okay, so 2 ounces of rye, ½ ounce of the Giffard Fruit de la Passion, ½ ounce fresh lemon juice, and I'm going to do 2 dashes of the infused bitters, tropical tiki bitters.
That tropical tiki bitters, which you found recently. Where did you find those?
I bought those at Kalustjan's.
Well, I believe that's mail order.
New York City. They do mail order.
They are, speaking of hallucinations, you walk into there, you're like, excuse me, I just hallucinated. What?
Oh, yeah.
It's just like this massive amount of product in an extremely small space.
Well, just you walk, it's like...
loaded. It's just like
if there's
everything,
a spice you want...
It's there.
It's there. And if they don't have it...
Is it really weird? It's there.
Yeah.
Is it from like the deepest parts of Africa no one could possibly get to? It's there. Yep. It's there. They have it. It's like this strange East Asian thing that's completely popular in Thai cooking. It's there. It's this Philippine thing that my relatives say, oh, you got to use this in the cooking. It's there. So you got to go to Kalustjan's. They've got it all.
Kalustjan's.
We have a vote here for Menashevitz and Diamond Tap. Well, they're 2 very sweet and syrupy.
In a storm.
2 very sweet and syrupy infusions. So I got to say, they kind of go together, don't they?
Port in a storm. Take one of those hibiscus. Where did they end up?
I'm right here.
Because this is called Mayflower, so
let's make the
garnish it with a flower.
I was thinking of garnishing my last one with a flower. I will need to garnish my next one.
I didn't realize until just a minute ago that we had some lemon twists over there too. So
one of those as well. That's a good idea.
Okay.
I like to make the curls. What you need?
Do we have another refrigerated glass?
We do.
Okay. Then
As a matter of fact, would you like this one?
Why not?
Wine.
Thank you.
Don't whine. There we go.
Well, you saw that.
Yep. It moved by itself.
It moved by itself.
Moved by itself.
ESP.
I'll let you wrangle that.
ESP.
We have a vote for music yakking with me. I think I just need to set up one of our broadcasts where we just talk. It's just one of those brunch broadcasts where we just talk music and we just go and go and go because I could go for a while. I listen to music all day long because I'm in the home office and I'm in the good audio system. Well, that's one of about 3 good audio systems around here. But this is the nice one with the surround sound, and we play a lot of fun stuff. And I find everything. I try to find everything. And I'll take recommendations, and I will listen to whatever there is. And I can make recommendations. I just made one today for the association's 4th album, which was excellent. So, lemon and vinegar. Okay. Interesting.
I get the hibiscus, the dried hibiscus look very funky. It looks like a crown, actually.
They do look crown-like, and they also look like some strange fungus, which they strongly resemble. But it's actually...
I promise you it's a flower.
It's a hibiscus flower. It's pretty sweet. You can eat them straight up, and they're quite sweet, actually. Kind of nice.
Oh, I love that.
Hey, she got something good going on. So this one, again, is called the...
Mayflower.
The Mayflower? You mean with the Pilgrims? No.
The Mayflower.
Flower.
Not the Mayflower. The Mayflower.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. Again, that liqueur is really popping with the base liquor. It worked really well with the gin. The gin is very aromatic. And it's working very well with the rye, which is not infused with all those aromatics. It just happens to have a little, barrel flavor.
Manischewitz and Diamond.
Running for the shelter of your mother's little helper. Up, going to Facebook jail.
I love it. Hilarious.
Man and Dime. Well, Manischewitz, interestingly enough, I was reading an article, I believe, in the New York Times food section some years ago, that Manischewitz, which is basically consumed by Jewish Americans who at holidays and at no other time of the year because it's what you do, right? Apparently is very popular in the Asian population, in the Asian American population.
Manischewitz?
Manischewitz.
Itself or the idea of...
Well, basically any of them. Any of those kosher wines because they're heavy and sweet and it complements things and it's a familiar commodity. So people are like, oh yeah, this is great stuff. And it's also quite a good price. So
Man and Dime.
Suddenly you've got like the whole Asian American population doing this and this sounds bizarre, but then again, you had that whole collusion of Asian American cooking with Jewish American cooking. It all comes together. It's a funny thing. So, but Man and Dime, never heard of it. It's bizarre. I am probably not going to try that, but I'm reminded of the lyric Robitussin and Elderberry Wine, which comes to us from, speaking of music, the movie Grape. And Robitussin was one of those things that people would take for extracurricular purposes. I used to take it because I had a cold. The stuff doesn't taste very good.
Hibiscus will help your cold as well.
Oh, hello.
Thank you.
So, boom.
All right, well.
Well, in that case.
Bottoms up.
Votre santé.
I was going to say something about, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
It's gone.
Mine is gone, and I guess I need to do a thing.
It's gone.
So
I think
let's
it was about telekinesis.
Oh, yeah. I'm moving this.
Normally, we watch a lot of documentaries. I say it in quotes because they're usually horrible, and I love that about them.
Yeah.
But, okay, hold on. I got to catch up on comments.
Well, when we start talking, the documentaries that we do are frequently things about paranormal kind of stuff. And it's just crap. It's like watching it.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's total crap. And I love that about it. But... Lately we've been watching ones about grifters. I'm on a grifter kick.
Well, you started with Anna Delvey, and you just go from there.
Oh yeah,
and the number of people who've been putting over these cons on some very well-heeled people for just tens of thousands of dollars, literally millions of dollars. I think.
Yeah, it started with inventing Anna, and then the Tinder swindler, and
he was just getting people for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
And then. We don't have We gotta get HBO because I gotta see the one about the Theranos gal. You know, like Okay, wait. Oh, gotta catch up.
Scams are as old as the hills.
Okay. Yep. We got Manischewitz and okay. Hold on. I gotta catch up. Lisa says my grandma used to have a snuff box and Sin licorice. Oh, Sin. That's a lyric in Trouble in River City. Sin.
Oh, Sin was actually, I believe it's still available, as a matter of fact. They were for smokers, as it turns out. There was like tiny little licorice pills that would kind of kill that like smoker's breath.
Gettysburg Man says, I just remember my great-grandmother who was addicted to wintergreen lifesavers and could eat them by the roll daily. Oh my gosh.
She just shot it.
Oh my gosh. The only way, Lisa says, the only way I know about Manischewitz is because I watch Mad Men. Yes. Yes.
That was so true.
In Search of, we love Lewis, In Search of Lewis.
At the age of 10, this was on rotation in the household. Because it was always on Saturdays. It was in syndication. And it was always, and you had Spock. Hello, I'm Leonard Nimoy. Today we're going to give you some incredible bullshit. What? What is it going to be? UFOs or Moai or what's going on?
Jail, why? Because you helped my mother?
So but I definitely I adore In Search of. It's really high schlock. Sometimes it's actually not quite so schlocky. They dealt with some earthquakes at one point.
Lisa says, "What's a good mixer with Vicks Formula 44? What is okay? I haven't had Formula 44 possibly ever. What's the flavor?
That's definitely a licorice flavor, and it is teal colored. It looks horrible.
That could be attractive.
It doesn't taste
teal.
great.
I like teal.
But I remember we made a drink some years ago where I aped the flavor of 44, and I think I got it pretty spot on. I think I was using blue curacao or something.
I'm thinking so...
It was pretty intense.
Licorice, you say.
Licorice, you say.
Licorice, you say. I definitely some lemon, I think.
You're verging into absinthe territory, which means you want to try either the drip...
Maybe some rum.
You either want to try the drip and just dilute it a bit with water, or you want to try a Dr. Funk, and you're going to make it with lemonade. And then you can add some other flavors to that. But that's literally the lemonade with that licorice flavor. It works. It's weird.
Oh, wait. So I missed a comment. Errol says growing winged beans this year. Oh.
Winged beans.
Not light period dependent. Okay, I love it.
That's good. We are currently growing hot peppers because I saved all the seeds from the hot peppers that we bought. And I decided that I was going to get one of those little planter things with the lid so it would have like a little greenhouse. And we got that going in the backyard. And so far we've had like 1.5 days of sun. So
I know.
Give me a few weeks. We'll have some sprouts and then we can plant them.
Eric says, did you ever listen to Art Bell back in the day? I know the name, but no.
Never did.
Okay.
Never did, can't say.
SoCo. Oh, yeah.
I can listen now.
Says, my favorite In Search of was one about Atlantis. Oh, I'm trying to think.
I think the pyramids was really struck me as a kid, which is kind of great. And then of course Amelia Earhart.
Oh yeah, Amelia Earhart.
Yeah. Pretty much a socialite. She just has to dabble in aviation. She does some very flashy flights, and she gets very well known, gets a lot of press, and then she tries this massive trip, which is frankly a little far out for 1937, and disappears.
I love it. Gettysburg Ma'am says we should do a happy hour dedicated to our grandmothers and their crazy remedies. Oh my gosh, I love that.
I wish I had them for my grandmothers, but I really don't recall anything in particular.
Oh, Peter says a good documentary is Sasquatch. Oh, okay, yeah. And there was a Bigfoot In Search of.
Yes, there was.
At least one.
Heavily featuring the Patterson footage. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not this Patterson.
Not this Patterson.
Yeah.
What was his name? Was it Frank Patterson? Who actually went on a trip in 1967 to get film footage of Bigfoot and found it.
Well, and when you hear went on a trip in 1967, that could mean
that sounds like something else. Anyway, he went on an excursion to try to find try to find the big hairy guy, this strange unknown bipedal humanoid there in the Pacific Northwest. Okay. And on his first shot, he got some great footage. You're thinking to yourself, Yeah, right. I got like 3 shells and a pea. You want to find out where it is?
I got to read this.
And this is the famous footage, and it looks great, of course. But of course it was. He had a 60mm camera. He was all prepared. This was debunked.
Jen says we called Robitussin Rosa Thompson. That was our grandmother's best friend's name. I love it. I love it.
Rosa Thompson.
Okay. Sin is available on Amazon. Okay.
Okay.
I should put some vintage candies in our Amazon store.
Yeah, I was able to find Sin at
Errol
a
had
candy store
in
New York City, which is crammed with everything you could possibly want, called Economy Candy. And I believe they do mail order. So I will throw a vote down for Economy Candy, which is on, I believe, Rivington Street on the Lower East Side. Very cool place. You walk in there, you're like, good grief, they still make this stuff? They do. They have it.
Okay, Eric, so on Facebook, Sherry is saying, Art Bell. When I used to commute at 4 a.m., Art Bell kept me alive. Ah! You never knew what would come over. Wait.
Yep.
Wants to shoot me forward.
Yeah, uh-huh.
You never knew what would come over the wild card line. My favorite was a woman who insisted she had...
Dalliances with aliens.
Dalliances with aliens. Once you go gray, you never go back. I laughed so hard. I almost went off the road and into a ditch. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Devil's Triangle. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Lewis. Yes, Devil's Triangle.
Seriously, Lewis, you're just nailing it shut in 1975, which actually describes a lot of the music that you play, come to think of it. If you're talking like, the Sasquatch, the Bermuda Triangle, and what was the third big thing? UFOs. I mean, that was all over the place. There were all of these schlockumentaries at the time. I remember seeing one narrated by, who was it? It wasn't Leonard, because he did the show. I have to think about who it was. And it was just like all of this bogus stuff and all of this Fago film footage. And like,
sorry, I'm reading the comments. Okay.
When you watch this stuff when you're 11 years old, it's like, wow,
Okay, okay, so Eric says, I've been looking for this That's Incredible episode about this house that had some strange conditions that did things to the family. For example, one of the kids fell and stuck to the floor. Then the husband felt like he was being set on fire while in bed, and he looked as his arms and hairs were standing straight up. Oh my gosh. I want to see that now. Okay.
That's
Argentine Grandma Remedy.
Yep.
Vivaporu. Magic. Okay, magic substance on everything. Oh my gosh. Found out when I was older, it was just Vicks Vapor Rub. Oh my God.
Vivaporu.
Vivaporu. Oh my God, I love that.
I think there are a fantastic number of herbal remedies within that region of the world. But she just reached for the Vicks. Because you know what?
Yep.
It worked.
It did the job.
That's the kicker. I remember Vicks when I had a cold when I was a kid. Great stuff. I'm just really like,
Oh, okay. I'll do the vintage candy.
Still like, like
tomorrow.
Kind of like ringing on the whole idea of all the schlock science from the 70s. It was an interesting period. There was a lot going on in the world, and people reacted by turning to books about how aliens built the pyramids. Anybody remember Erich von Däniken? I believe it should be pronounced Erich von Däniken. This was schlock German journalism, which in Germany, people just read it for entertainment purposes. Here, people were like, wow, this guy's got something going on. Here's how to levitate the pyramids. It's like, smack.
Errol says, funny how names can be distorted. My dad's genealogy teacher was Mrs. Livingstone. She was very old, and the kids called her Mrs. Dead Rock.
Dead Rock.
That sounds like the Flintstones.
Yeah.
Mrs. Dead Rock.
Mrs. Dead Rock. Mrs. Livingstone, I presume.
Oh, my God.
I need a thing. Let's make something happen.
Okay, I'm going to do the vintage candy thing.
Let's do that. We can find some fantastic things. There are some great things still out there, like Abba's from your neck of the woods.
Big Cherry.
Skybar, those are still made, I think. They're pretty hard to find.
Some of you lucky people can just go into a store and buy a Big Cherry at the 7-Eleven, but not us people in the East.
Grr. Idaho Spud? No, that's a fun one.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I like Idaho Spud. It does not taste like potato. No, it tastes like coconut.
It does not taste like potato.
It does not taste like potato. It's shaped like a spud, though. So I need something called the Damn the Weather, because we're still talking about weather patterns here. We were talking about a lot of other things. We're talking about schlock science again, because I love schlock science. I don't believe any of it, but, there are people who think that people didn't really land on the moon. It was all faked out in some place in Arizona. And I think, yeah, that's the plot of a movie called, what was that, Saturn V? I forget. But yeah.
I don't know. All I know is whenever people talk about conspiracy theories like that, I always have the same response, which is, I just don't believe that 400,000 people could work on a project, and if it was faked, nobody
talks.
leak.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, wait. Was she okay? Okay, there's a whole conversation. I love that you guys are talking amongst yourselves because I'm not following this. Okay, awesome. Oh, okay, we're talking about Jen's son. Okay, great. I love that. Yay. Make me an Ike and Mike bartender. Oh, no. Katie's Ma'am says, I had a first grade teacher named Mrs. Fenstemacher. Of course, we couldn't say her name, so we just called her Mrs. Fencemaker.
Fencemaker. Fenstemacher.
Velveteen, mercurochrome, vapor rub, Bengay. Slow gin.
Mercurochrome, I think, is off the market. Of course, it contains mercury, so maybe it should be off the market. But I remember using it as a kid. Red, for some reason. And interestingly, I went to middle and senior high school with a guy named Fenstermacher. Is that interesting? Coincidence? Or is it? Now we're talking schlock science.
Speaking of schlock science.
Bizarre that name comes up just like that in the middle of an episode. Coincidence? What am I using? I'm using an ounce of gin.
Ooh.
Let me find the gin here. So I'm going to use the Dorothy Parker because I don't want to
7 years, and in this tour he's in Hawaii on shore duty. Ooh, I like that.
I'm going to give this 1 ounce of gin. This is
I'm going to have to catch up on these comments later. I love that you're talking amongst yourselves.
We'll get there. What was this?
You poured that. I have no idea.
I'll rinse this out.
Oh, it's nail polish remover. No, I don't know. Oh my gosh. Okay, Peter says a fun schlockumentary is Apollo 18. Okay.
Apollo 18, the canceled flight. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. I haven't seen that one, but...
We haven't made this one in a long time, but I wanted something on theme. We're talking about bad weather. This is called Damn the Weather with hyphens. Damn hyphen the hyphen weather. So an ounce of gin is how we start. I'm going to use the Dorothy Parker because it's behind me. And I don't feel like walking to get the other one. I know we just walked off camera to go and clean out that glass, but I did that instead.
Such a long walk.
Let me tell you, it's the thing. Okay. 1/4 ounce of sweet vermouth. Happen to have sweet vermouth right here.
Ooh, a happy hour dedicated to old wives' tales.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that's a good idea, too.
That could be fun.
Oh, Lisa says, my mom used to put Vicks rub all over my chest and feet when I was sick. Then tell me, now you can't go outside in the air or you will get sicker. I think they really thought that back then, though.
There were such things.
You were in Hawaii for Christmas, Jen. Oh. Lake Kalikimaka. All right. Hold on.
Okay.
There we go.
Cool. 1/2 ounce of orange juice, 1/4 ounce triple sec. Okay. Here's a good, that's a little more than 1/2 ounce. Yeah, because that's actually an ounce pour.
Who even knew we had orange juice? Well, he did, but...
As a matter of fact, I did. And a 1/4 ounce of the triple sec. So I think the triple and the vermouth is here for flavoring purposes only. This isn't really that much of a cocktail. I'm going to see if this even still works the way it's supposed to. It seems like it's going to be a little bland and I want to add some bitters and stuff. But I will make it as is and then I will add.
Yeah, it's
kind of a...
It's one of those...
It's a what the hell. You know,
it's
it really
one of those mid-century recipes.
It's really small, too, so I'm going to get a small cocktail glass for this.
All right, I love the old wives' tale idea.
Schlockumentary. Okay, going to find a small cocktail glass because this is a small cocktail. This is one of our Nick and Nora size glasses where you would have a Nick and Nora teeny, and you'd have another, and then you'd have another, and another, and you're not falling over by then.
Small ones up there too.
We do, it's true.
FYI, but
I'd like one of those.
It might be kind of dusty though.
We'll make it work.
I'm just saying.
Yep. I forget about those, and they're really, really cool glasses. We got these.
Oh, it's so dusty.
Let
me go wash it.
If you would, I will wait.
I'm going to wash it.
This can rest.
It's bad.
This can actually decide to go reposado because the simple fact is a little dilution doesn't hurt, although there's not a lot of booze in here. Absolutely. And again, the Damn the Weather, you'll find this thing in ancient cocktail books, and you're like, oh, let's try that. And you try it, and you're like, yeah, it's okay. I'm thinking this is something somebody made up to fill out a cocktail book. You know, like you need 10 more recipes to fill the cookbook. And you just come up with something, and maybe it's interesting, and maybe it's bland, and maybe it doesn't matter. And maybe it works. And I got to say, with some of the cocktail formulas, yeah, maybe it works. Some of them are extremely suspect. But that is definitely true for cookbooks, too. We've seen things that we think, why the hell did anybody think that was plausible? Okay.
Hey, Kenny's Room says, my mother used to give me a spoonful of castor oil every night and told me it would help me sleep better. Lies, all lies.
No.
Oh, my God.
I think it'll have the opposite effect if you tell me.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. We love you, too. Thank you for being here. Yay.
Okay.
Oh
yeah.
And Elizabeth, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I feel the mood is good. I think people are actually participating well because, you know, we give a little something to go on and people go today.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. I'm like,
no.
It's
not his recipe, so I can say that.
It's sort of like it's an okay cocktail. It's really bland.
It's bland and sweet.
Too sweet has an obvious solution. Get me some lemon juice.
Bland and sweet, and could use some bitters.
Use some damn lemon juice. That's what I'm going to get. Some damn lemon juice. I'm going to throw in a 1/4 ounce and see what that does.
Oh, hello, Karen, and thank you.
Hey, how nice of you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm going to fill this up a bit, and we're going to give that a stir.
So what are you adding? We have to make this better.
Yeah, let's make this real, into a real cocktail,
I'm going to call this Damn the
Pete's
Weather
sake.
Improved.
Yeah, because the original is not good.
Improved.
It's not terrible. It's also not great. Here's a Velveteen Lounge Swizzle Stick. Hello.
Well, I mean...
Give that a stir.
Obviously, it makes the drink better, but...
Yeah, clearly.
I think we need other
first
things
of all,
too.
adding some sour is an immediate improvement.
Okay, how much did you add?
I added a 1/4 ounce, and I'm going to add Peychaud's. I think that this will complement what's going on very well. A couple of dashes.
Okay.
And I just tossed them in. I'm going to let them sit. And they will just like form clouds in my coffee like that. And I just got Peychaud's all over my fingers. Thank you.
I had some dreams, they were clouds in my coffee, clouds in my coffee.
And
Brandy at night, all will be right.
my mother had a glass of sherry by her bedside for years, and that certainly didn't kill her. So I can say, you know, if it works for you, there you go.
Doug moved over to YouTube. Hi. Hi on YouTube, Doug.
Hello.
Hey.
I tell
Facebook
you.
kept locking up.
Yeah, something's going to go wrong there. Okay. So the improved Damn the Weather, I think, is improved. Is it improved totally? Let's see where we're going here with this. It might use another note.
It's definitely a lot better already.
Any cocktail worth its salt
a lot better. I would drink that.
Bitters. So if you see something that says cocktail glass and there's no bitters, you're like, by definition, it has bitters.
I would ask for that.
Otherwise, it's sort of a mixed drink, or it's one of those up drinks. You know?
I might ask for that. Mine's almost gone.
I will say that I'm not going to be too pedantic about the definition of cocktail. What if it's in a tall glass and it's got a bunch of sweet stuff and no sour and no bitters? It's not a cocktail. But a lot of places would be like, we got all these cocktails and it's got a bunch of blue stuff in it. Come on. Bingo. Got a refill here.
Starve a cold, feed a fever. Oh, wait. Lisa says, how long have you guys been going live?
Some of you
That's a good question because we started going live on Periscope.
You remember Periscope?
Is that even? I don't think that's a thing.
I bet they're around, but I bet they've changed substantially.
Well, you can. I know.
Now everybody goes live.
I think you can still go live. I haven't tried to go live on Twitter in a long time, but we started on Periscope.
Periscope was a fun platform. It was very quick and easy, and a lot of people had very good luck on Periscope. And we started doing it. Some people watching tonight were watching us on Periscope, and that has to be going back.
That was
6 years anyway.
Yeah.
I would have to do the math and check it out.
Yeah.
I'd have to take a look at our earliest live episodes here because within a year, all of the platforms started doing live because it became popular. So it's like, oh, sure, well, we'll go live where people are. So Facebook, YouTube, and there we go. And honestly, we didn't get a lot of traction on YouTube for a long time, but now we got people watching.
Oh yeah, Eric's saying Periscope is defunct now. We haven't tried.
Mm-hmm.
We have not tried to go live on Periscope in many a year, but
that would be the
but
reason
that's where we started.
Yeah.
And I remember just getting this troll, and I think I confused him.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we don't need to talk about it. But I was but it was just kind of funny because he kept doubling down, and I kept being like, yeah, whatever. He just disappeared. It was kind of funny. Oh wait, I lost the. Oh, like a good book, you can't wait to get back to it. Okay, I got it. Yep. All right.
So a bit of cherry in this drink. That wouldn't hurt. What do you say?
It's so not the audio version. The audio version.
I would really love to have cherry bitters. And I have an idea.
Uh-oh. They do make cherry bitters, by the way.
They do. I know that Fee Brothers makes them. They're very good. And there's also cherry bark bitters from, I believe, Bitter Cube. Those are really good.
There's like a Woodford Reserve or something. Cherry. I don't think I would mess with this now.
Okay. Maybe we're done. But if I hadn't added the Peychaud's,
it is slightly medicinal still, but not in a bad way.
Not a bad way.
Wait, oh gosh. Wait, the recipe for kidney stone. Juice of horseradish made into thin syrup mixed with sugar, a spoonful every 4 hours. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Whoa.
Oh boy.
That's like the recipe to cure what ails you. Take a pea-sized bit of wasabi every hour. Wow, blows your head off. Did it cure you? Well, I don't feel good anymore.
Juice of horseradish.
Juice of horseradish. That means you need to juice a horseradish.
Syrup.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my gosh.
We use these bitters all the time in cocktails. What are bitters anyway? Originally, they were stomach remedies. Why? Why? That just tells you something about what food was like in the 18th century.
Hold on.
It was bad.
This is for Errol.
So people had to have all of these things that might improve that. And I think it was some guy named Stoughton who came up with his Stoughton's bitters, which was this big red bottle of stuff, probably licorice flavored. And you would take a shot of the stuff. It was a stomach cure. Some people still do that if they've had a lot to eat, and that's like we have some of that stuff over there that are like not a cocktail bitter, but a stomach bitter. You're supposed to take a whole shot of the stuff.
I got a wonderful, awful idea. The Grinch had a wonderful, awful idea. It involves someone finding the Fernet.
I could find the Fernet.
Which is probably at the top of the stairs.
Which would be easy. So I'm good with that. Yeah.
And we have a dropper over here, conveniently.
Because you want to use very sparing amounts of Fernet.
I'm thinking we might need to make I'm feeling challenged to make a cocktail that's also a remedy.
A lot of great cocktails of yore started out as cold remedies.
Of my what?
I believe. True. I got to go somewhere and think that out.
Hold on.
But in the meantime, But if we talk about cocktails and cold remedies, sometimes they're all the same thing. I swear by the Bourbon Stone Sour, it actually will make you feel better. Yeah. So you need the Fernet, which itself is an Amaro, which itself means that it was designed to be a remedy for something. It's full of herbs.
I want literally like 1 drop of it. Because...
That's a lot to do for 1 drop.
I know, but...
By the way,
we don't have to do it.
I like horseradish too.
We don't have to do it.
Horseradish actually is very instrumental in things. Fine. I found that there are some bizarre foods out there that people will eat, but I don't find them very edible unless you add that certain magic ingredient. Gefilte fish is one of those things that people eat because they're supposed to.
How do we get to gefilte fish?
But I don't think it's any good at all unless you add the horseradish. And then it's actually pretty good. So...
Hero says, I stupidly swallowed a dollop of wasabi thinking it was guacamole. Wow, was I surprised. Oh, yeah, I bet.
Boing!
Oh, no.
In search of.
Okay, he's going to get the Fernet. I guess my martyrdom worked. It's all for science.
For science?
I have an idea.
You say your martyrdom worked?
It did.
I go in search of. Woo-wee-oo,
oh, no.
Whoops, mixing metaphors.
You're blinding people. Blinded by light. Has anyone seen that Kids in the Hall where they talk about that song? Blinded by the light. And then they like get into an argument about the lyrics. Oh, it's good. It's good if you haven't seen it. Oh, wait. Oh, hi, Devin. I'm glad you made it. Yay. Yes, I've been following that. Oh, Inger, I'm glad. Yay. Okay, good. I'm glad Inger's home. John says horseradish is a great secret ingredient. I've used it in martinis to wonderful effect. Ah, okay. I would try that. Yeah, like a hot toddy. Wait, wasabi confused for guacamole. I know. My toes are curling at the thought too. He blinded me with science. I love that song. Just catchy. Okay. Yes, Kids in the Hall. Yes. Blinded by the light. And if you haven't, okay, so you gotta see that one. And if you haven't seen Girl Drink Drunk, this is when we need to have a watching party so that we can show things like this. But if you haven't seen Kids in the Hall, Girl Drink Drunk, go Google Kids in the Hall, Girl Drink Drunk.
You asked for Fernet.
Oh, geez. Oh, you frowned it. Okay, good.
I frowned the Fernet.
You frowned. That's a Freudian slip. I frowned on the Fernet.
Yeah, no.
Lisa says, back in the 70s, my mom would make sassafras tea for us. Then it was deemed to be carcinogenic. Really?
Sassafras is not carcinogenic.
Wow.
Snake root.
Girl Drink Drunk. Okay, John's seen Girl Drink Drunk.
Snake root is. Right. Jeez.
Oh, we showed it to a friend recently who'd never seen it.
He was just
dying, yeah.
He just died. It's hilarious.
Oh,
you don't want to disappoint me, would you, Ray?
Dave Foley, who was a guest on the episode of Stargate as well, yes. These, the Daves. The Daves I know. These are the Daves I know. Yeah.
We are definitely in Kids in the Hall territory
Some of us are Davids, but most of us are Daves.
I had one more idea for a drink because it's still stormy weather. And you're done.
Thank you.
You going to have that flour there?
You can have it because I can always grab another one.
Very true. I'm gonna actually
this is a
drink your bonus.
A total experiment. A total experiment.
A tonal experiment.
I just typed that out. A total experiment. Okay. I need like a drop of the Fernet. So I'm pouring it into here and then I'm going to dropper it because really, that's way too much. We'll have to pour the rest of it back in the bottle because where are you going?
I have no idea.
You got places to be? I need you to bring me stuff.
I need you.
He just went walkabout. Hopefully he'll be back soon. Oh, yeah, science! Wait. Okay, all right. I've totally lost the thread of the conversation. Oh, Gettysburg Ma'am says, it's sad how the old wives' tales and home remedies are quickly fading with time. If my daughter ever has grandchildren and they come to her for a quick remedy, she'll tell them to Google it. Oh. I do know what you mean, though. I do know what you mean. Well, we're going to try to keep it alive here. I'm trying to come up with a... Maybe we'll call it the old wives' tale. Our tiki room is not that big. And he's been out there for a minute. So what'd you bring? Oh, look at you.
Mm-hmm.
He's ready for action.
I am ready for action.
I need some vodka.
Okay. You get your vodka.
Do you want to bring that stuff over here?
Get out of the way.
All right.
All right.
Okay, you're going to bring me the vodka. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yep,
Okie dokie.
Tito's right there.
All right, I guess we're doing the Tito's.
Mm-hmm.
We also have the Rhode Island distilling.
Yes. Yep.
Just saying.
We do.
But maybe Tito's is best for this one, in case it sucks. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's start with... Will he be back?
No.
Okay, he says he won't be back, so... I think he's just being sarcastic. But my old wives' tale cocktail, I am going to start with vodka because I feel like that's what grandmothers would do. People are sharing their favorite, oh, she's poetry in motion. Okay, so people are sharing their favorite words. I love it. Okay. All right. Trying to think how much of a commitment I want to make to this drink. I'll do an ounce of vodka. If it's good, I'll make more. But if it's horrible, we don't need to talk about it. 1 ounce vodka. And are you coming back soon?
Yeah.
I need the sour cherry.
Okay. That's easy.
I don't want to also leave. It gives the place a real vacant look.
A vacant look to it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh. Okay. I think he's coming back. Thank you. Okay, so 1 ounce of vodka. And I can never, okay, this is a cork. I can never remember whether it's a screw cap or a cork. But cork, it turns out.
The only one is screw cap.
Okay, so
Vodka.
I am going to do a 1/2 ounce of the sour cherry. And then I'm also going to do a 1/2 ounce of the lemon. This is not going to taste like medicine. I think it's going to be better. I think it's going to be better than medicine. But I've been wrong about these things before. A 1/2 ounce fresh lemon juice. And then I'm going to do a drop of Fernet. Okay. We'll see if we can taste it, but it's so easy to overdo Fernet. Okay, all right. I need need to do, okay. Kenny's bringing me up, so I feel like you need to make a drink on the medicine cabinet. A place where most of us spent the majority of our childhood. I love it.
Find the cabinet.
Well, maybe we'll call this the medicine cabinet.
Find the things that have recently expired. One yellow pill, one white pill, one green pill. You know, put it together. Stir, stir, stir. It's starting to sound like that shrink from the Nutty Professor.
The Alaskan polar bear heater.
Is awful. The formula is awful. But I would try it on air for you.
Let's see what we did here.
Interesting things she did there.
I'm going to call this one the medicine cabinet, if it's good. We'll
see what we got. 1 drop of Fernet should not kill anything. Well, 1 ounce of Fernet, that's a different thing entirely.
Should is such a...
yes, it's such a shouldy word, you know.
It's such a shouldy word.
I gotta tell you.
Let's see. Medicine cabinet.
The medicine cabinet.
Oh, that's good.
Actually, it's not as god-awful as it sounded in the first place.
I think it could tolerate another drop of Fernet.
Oh, I'm not going to do anything until...
Hold on. Maybe
1.
2 more.
2. 2 drops.
2 more drops of Fernet. Okay.
I smell the Fernet.
Stir it. Stir it.
Oh, okay. Gotta stir them.
Yeah. Let's.
Hey, get out of there. Come on.
Okay. But now you've cross-contaminated with another cocktail.
Oh, piffle. Did you kill it?
It can tolerate another drop of...
the Fernet.
The Fernet. Okay, hold on. I'm
Waiting
do
patiently.
2 more. I'm going to do 2 more.
2 more.
Hold on, let me...
Fill with...
We got it. Okay, so... That's all of it. So, if you wouldn't mind...
I don't mind. I gotta know where to put it.
I know, because you filled it up with bottles. All right. So now we're up to 6 drops.
6 drops. Woo.
Okay.
She's daring, but she's gonna try it though.
As was told to us one time, you can always add, but you can't take out.
No.
Needs more.
More
I look like a pharmacist. I love it.
Ha ha.
Needs more.
It does. I mean, I'm not a fan of huge amounts of Fernet in drinks.
All right, we're up to 10 drops.
I think that a certain amount nails it shut. It should be used like a bitters, but that's what we're doing here.
You can always add, but you can't take away.
It is so true. It is so true.
Okay, thank you.
Please to stir gently.
I want to stir it hard. Okay. That's it.
Yep.
10 drops for net. And I'm going to call it medicine cabinet.
Tastes like the medicine cabinet. Actually,
there we go. But in a good way.
It tastes better than that.
Medicine cabinet. All right. Now, do you have an idea?
I do have an idea. And I'm going to go with a fairly standard formula. And I should check that formula to make sure I've got everything I need.
You brought in everything. What else could there possibly be to use? He's grunting.
I do have a glass to measure with. Let's try that.
10 drops.
Short. I am short. Okay, fine. I will get some more. Yeah, it's way short. Okay. Be back. This will take no time at all.
You know why I'm still on my feet? I don't know what you were doing today, but I'm thinking like, wow, okay, I made a half drink, but it's like, wow, I'm still on my feet. And I don't even feel buzzed. You know what it is? Coffee. I've had a tremendous amount of coffee today. So coffee's the magic formula. Oh, wait. Oh, Eric, it made me moderate your comment, but I allowed it. We're drinking for our lives, Elizabeth.
This is not my beautiful bar. It's not my beautiful house.
I missed all those comments while I was mixing. I love it. Okay, hold on. So don't bruise it, Kelly.
One can never bruise the medicine cabinet.
I love your comments. You guys are so funny.
Much too true. So anyway, I'm going to make something that requires passion fruit syrup. And as it turns out, we had some older passion fruit syrup, which I'm glad to finally get rid of.
Oh, old passion fruit syrup, yeah.
Tropicals every day around here.
Hi, Shane.
That could be pretty negative.
Glad you could join us.
But you, on air, made passion fruit syrup, I believe, last summer. I'm finally getting to that bottle.
Don't do this at home.
And you bottled this, and you have a shot of rum in there, so it has some preservative.
It's not my
and this is in one of these bottles that you got from the internet that has like a sealable cap.
Shake it.
I'm going to shake that sucker up to make sure it's all nicely. Look at that passion. This was made with passion syrup. Now look at that. That is.
I'm worried it's going to explode.
Cracking that bottle as we speak. I'm cracking the bottle, not cracking the cracking.
Okay.
2 ounces of the passion. That's a pretty heavy pour of the passion syrup.
Wait, you're doing 2 ounces of passion fruit syrup?
2 ounces of passion.
Oh,
I'm doing 2 ounces of passion. I'm going there. Yeah. Yep. That's right. I'm actually going to try this to see where we are.
The comments are hilarious.
Still great. Still great.
Okay.
So wait, I'm actually going to start with what is known as a hurricane glass, because I'm going to make a hurricane. Now, hurricane is one of those things you can get in any TGI Fridays across the nation, and I don't know what's in it. Maybe it's good. But the simple fact is...
I know there's rum in it.
It's a simple damn drink. There's a story behind this drink. First of all, find your hurricane glass, fill with ice. Fill.
Okay.
A lot of ice. Got a lot of ice. You really want to fill that all the way to the top.
We've made a hurricane before, but I don't remember.
You want to fill it to the top because there's not that much in here, so you want a lot of ice to dilute. 2 ounces of passion fruit syrup. 2 ounces. 2 ounces, for Pete's sake.
I've had a tremendous amount of coffee today.
2 ounces of fresh lemon juice. I think we happen to have that. Or something, similar.
Wait, so 2 ounces... Hold on. 2 ounces passion fruit syrup. Wow.
Actually, we only have 1 ounce of lemon. But we have some lime juice here, too. I think we can fill that out nicely.
2 ounces lemon juice?
And 2 ounces lemon juice. Wow, that's a heavy pour. We're usually using half an ounce. I've got 4 times that here. Good grief, folks.
Boy.
This is what the drink calls for.
Oh, yeah.
This is a simple damn formula.
Oh, Lisa's asking when we'll be doing cocktails in the tiki room. I wanted to tonight, and it's cold.
Cold.
So, yeah.
It would be so dire if
as soon as it's warm enough to be out there at night, I'm all about
moving out there. We will be all about hitting the tiki and making drinks that look like this.
Gettysburg Man, perfect for the upcoming storm season. Exactly.
But definitely. And the final ingredient
from the internet. We bought them for. What did we buy those for?
We were making liqueurs for people.
Yeah, I think we were giving them as gifts. We didn't want to just use some recycled bottles that had a Tito's label.
So we got some bottles. They were a very good price. They were sealable caps. You put the cap on, and the first time you open it, you pop it. So it's great that somebody gets a bottle that actually has a seal on it. And you put liqueurs in it. It's like you got preservative. Boom, done. Easy. Now how did I get rid of this is the guy. The final ingredient, 4 ounces of rum. What's with the drink that has 4 ounces of rum?
Part of the 4 ounces of rum with grenadine. A good one, not Dayglow Red. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because 4 ounces of rum, damn.
That's a good idea.
That's a big drink.
That's a good idea, that. So I actually... One of the reasons I wanted to do that was because we have this bottle of Myers for ages that has a tiny amount left, and I want to kill it.
So, what did I miss? I've got the passion fruit syrup and the lemon juice.
That's it. That's all that there is.
And 4 ounces of...
And 4 ounces of rum. I can probably do that with this bottle. I don't think I finished this tonight, by the way, folks.
So close.
I have some other rums over there to actually pad it out, just in case. Just seeing where we are. Oh, we're at 3 ounces. Isn't that good? So, great.
It's almost as good as 4 ounces.
When that bottle is that far down, I'm like, get it out of here. We need to do another dregs show where we just pull out all of the finger left and make some drinks.
I'm going to be out in the tiki next week, but,
Love to.
Mother Nature is a harsh mistress.
You were at Astor Spirits today. Astor is selling something called dark rum. And you're like, it looks pretty ordinary. It doesn't look like anything at all. But you take a look at it.
It's pretty bottom shelf.
Product of Guyana. It's Demerara rum at a very good price. So, hell, I'm going to throw some of that in there. Ding, ding, ding.
I should have bought more.
Yeah, I definitely.
I didn't want to carry bottles around the city because I'm a princess that way.
Not bad. Yeah, well, I don't believe in loading down your bag, which is already weighs half a ton. So that's the killer. And I'm going to take that advice about a little bit of grenadine, too. Only I actually have a full ration.
Oh, Lisa says, yes, a hurricane I can make right now. Right?
The formula here comes from Jeff Berry, who should know something about
Lisa, this is my barrel will be completely done this season. And stuff is going to be amazing. I want to see.
Picks or didn't happen.
Yes.
We're interested,
Oh.
I'm going to throw in some ginger bitters because I feel like that.
Oh, Devin just noticed my dress is made of jellyfish. Oh, thank you.
Because this drink is really simple. There's a story behind this. Pat O'Brien is the guy who's credited with this thing. Apparently, after Prohibition, he couldn't get good whiskey. All of his distributors had massive amounts of Caribbean rum, and nobody wanted it. And they said, well, we'll get you some good whiskey and scotch, but you got to buy some rum. So, all right, he made the deal, and he had all of this rum nobody wanted. He said, what am I going to do with it? And I got a lot of it. So he came up with a drink that used a lot of rum. Fast.
A lot of rum.
And got you hammered fast. And so people started ordering it, and there's the hurricane. Now, I think this is going to completely top her up I can't even fit this in there.
Errol, we love a good dregs video.
Good grief, I can't even fit that in there. I love dregs video. Grab your straw. Actually, I'm going to grab...
grab a rubber ducky. I'm going to grab the
straw with a rubber ducky on it. And I'm going to use that.
Our friend Patrick sent us these.
These are awesome.
They are awesome. Well, and if you drop the ducky, he'll float.
Yep.
And then he keeps floating until, as the drink
goes down and
diminishes,
down and down.
He continues to float.
I literally didn't have room for all of that rum in there, so I'm going to have a topper to replace the rum. Well, that's a pretty good idea,
Devin, too. I know. Well, getting your bar together, it takes the time it takes. Lisa says, my mother would have her friends over for coffee and conversation when I was very young, and my mom would give me my own cup and saucer with more sugar and milk than coffee. I love that.
Hey.
Aww.
The coffee clutch.
I love that.
Did anybody here ever hear the term putting up the pot of coffee? That's a real local New York kind of thing. It may not be too universal around.
I never heard that until I moved to New York. Yeah. When people say I put up the coffee.
You put up
Make the coffee. They put up the coffee.
They put up the coffee.
Is that anywhere else except in the tri-state area?
Because, look, I grew up in an area where you didn't have liquor stores. You had package stores. And I thought, well, that's unique to New England. But then I started hearing about that in Georgia. I'm like, there are other places in the nation where you have package stores. Pennsylvania. It's funny. What's the deal with a package store? Well, you come away from the store with a package under your arm. What do you got there, anyway?
Damn, that's good.
Isn't that? This is so simple. It's stupid.
That's 4 ounces of
But it's a lot of booze.
That is whatever, Max.
And a lot of sour mix.
Oh, that's
and
so
there you
good.
go. But I didn't use sour mix. I used sour and sweet. I used the passion fruit is great because it's pretty tart itself. And the thing is,
so good.
It's really good.
It's all the passion fruit syrup.
You want to suck that down pretty fast? You probably
Yeah, in New England they say having a cuppa. Oh, in England, yeah. But I feel like I hear that here too, the cuppa. Cuppa.
If you're, it's very closely associated with the tea habit in England.
Yeah.
We can bear in mind that when I was actually spending some time in the UK, people drank coffee. They drank lots of coffee. And is that unusual? It shouldn't be. The coffee habit in England actually precedes the tea habit. So, not too strange at all.
Gosh.
But we still make a pot of tea here every day. And I drink more tea than coffee. And you can drink more tea than coffee. It's not going to make you so jittery.
Oh, I love it. Poor man's breakfast.
Mm.
All right.
All right.
All right, we gotta.
The thing about this one is that the sidecar is all booze. because I couldn't fit it. So I finally have my drink. There we go. Give it a stir.
The funny thing is I'm potentially having a blood test tomorrow, and if I help you with that hurricane, I can't wait to see how my blood test comes out. Like, your blood is pure alcohol.
Your blood is 30 proof. We're taking you to the ER right now, you know?
Oh, hilarious. Lisa, I want to see your bar. I'm so excited.
Pick, so it didn't happen.
No,
just
we can
saying,
go.
Just saying.
She's practically local.
Excellent.
All right, I love it. Oh, okay. Lisa says my parents would say
put the pot on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they say put up the coffee here, and I never heard that before, but it's a thing.
Now you can taste the booze. That'll probably slow you down. Good idea. Put the pot on sounds like put the pot on the fire, like literally hang over the fire. But of course, people would put it over the gas fire, and that's what my grandmothers would do. But definitely,
I feel like I just received the hurricane, like like wow, that's really good. I don't order at places because it's usually way too sweet and full of crap. But that version is great.
This is
and 4 ounces of rum.
According to formula, 3 ingredients. Not that much to it.
Devin they had their neighbor over for yerba mate tea today. I love that.
I will assume that you have the mate straws because those are critical to the process. Mm-hmm. And they're easily found. And we have some nice ones ourselves. We've had some for years. We didn't know what they were. And then somebody said, oh, they're mate straws, a.k.a. bombillas.
Ooh, coconut rum. Yay. Oh. Yay for coconut rum.
Uh-huh. You know, just like that little note makes a big difference, doesn't it? I like when you can just add one little ingredient. Maybe it's bitters, maybe it's a bit of liquor, maybe it's just a bit of that juice. We have some blood orange soda over there in the fridge that's Italian, came from Trader Joe's. And it's actually a great topper. If you just want to add that bit, it's a bit sweet.
Oh, yeah.
But if all you're adding is a finger, and you got plenty of sour in there.
I was so tempted to open a bottle of bubbles to top. Like, I feel like bubbles on top of that would be amazing.
They would. We had those small bottles, but we killed them. We got to get those small bottles again.
We would have to open a whole bottle, which I'm like, yeah, we shouldn't do that.
But basically, next brunch episode, I think I'm making these things. And you just top with bubbles. And you keep
I feel like you could make one of those, and you could probably get 4 bubbly drinks out of it.
Yeah, you could.
But that's so good. I'm like embarrassed by how good I think that is.
I think the passion fruit flavor is really pushing that, and you made the passion fruit syrup. So you know that all it is passion pulp and sugar and water. That's it.
Says,
that's
oh man, I just realized I have legs. Ouch.
Oh, I tell you.
I was going to say something about speakeasy, and I completely lost the thread. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I've told this story before, but when we were house hunting, Paul wasn't with me, but there was a house like, you guys need to get up here and look at this house. Mm-hmm. And he was at work. So I came and looked at the house. And it was fairly ordinary, except they said, oh, there's all this space on the second floor. And I go up there and there's one room. And then there was a hole in the wall. Like, oh, there's this whole other room on the other side of this if you want to go through the hole. Which I don't think would be a feature for anyone else but me. But I'm like, that's where the speakeasy could be. You could have a bookcase that slides open and closed. But you didn't buy that house.
Put the candle back. Yeah. Fascinating.
Oh, good night, Peter.
Fascinating detail in housing, you know. We saw a number of fascinating details in housing when we were looking. But we ended up here, and I think this is the place we needed to be. So.
I love the conversations about everyone's grandmother.
No, great stuff.
It's making me so happy.
Great stuff. I'm glad you have the straws. They're great.
Yes.
Things.
Yeah.
I've heard of that. I think most people just have this in a coffee mug.
Oh, okay.
Sort of
Errol threw down. Girl says, Kelly, you were tempted to open bubbly, but Lisa did.
Boom.
Errol threw down.
Bubbly on a Wednesday, that's a great idea. Because isn't Thursday the new Saturday? Or is it the new Friday? You know, we're already there at the weekend.
Wednesday's the new Thursday.
Uh-huh. So tomorrow is the new Friday.
But I feel like Thursday has always been
the new Friday.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, is
Thursday is at least
Thursday the new Friday afternoon?
It has been, yeah. So basically, halfway through Thursday, you're already at Saturday. I'm trying to do the math here about
Thursday's
these
new
things.
Friday afternoon.
But basically, a bottle of bubbles on Wednesday. Hello, go to town. I do it. I shouldn't crack a bottle because I'll kill the bottle, and I just want a chopper. This thing.
Oh wow, Lisa! I want to see this. I want to see all the work you did. Oh, I love that.
I love run-ups.
Yay! Okay.
I enjoy all of those HGTV type shows where it's like, we're going to redo a house, we're going to rip all this out, or we're going to do it for $10,000. Really? Good luck. But they do. They do. They have fun with that. I definitely like doing it on a budget because it forces you to really think hard.
I just don't like when people tear out the
good
great
details. You know, whatever's interesting about this house, if you took it out, we would just be living in Boringsville. Who wants that?
Last time I was getting my hair done, they have the TV on, I think it was on HGTV.
HGTV.
And they were renovating a house, and it really looked like, they have the sound off so you can't hear it, but for all the world, it looked like they were saving all the vintage stuff because they pulled out this turquoise stove, and they just had it set aside.
As if.
And I thought, like, they're saving it. They're saving it to use, right?
Cool, right?
They're going to use it. No, they renovated
Trashed.
it with horrible,
trashed,
ugly,
boring appliances
stuff, and that place was so gross after.
Oh, we replaced it with a stove that was beige.
Oh, good night, Gettysburg ma'am. Oh, good to see you. Okay, bubbles check. I feel like we're moving into the after hours broadcast.
Hello. This could go on for a while.
Oh, the wall opening. I know, it was torn out. It was really bad, but I was just like...
Fascinated.
This is back when I would look at a house and be like, oh, we can make a speakeasy, and not like, there's a big hole in the wall.
You know? But the fact is, if that feature was there, like, if that possibility was there...
Feature.
If the possibility was there, you could always frame out that hole and then build your sliding bookcase, and what do you know? Then it's sort of a clean detail. Then it was already done for you.
This is why we're married, because you consider that a feature.
It's not
rather than a hideous flaw.
Bear in mind, folks, it's not a feature until you finish it. Otherwise, it's just a broken part of the house. You got to do it. You actually have to finish out that sort of thing. I mean, we have neighbors on at least one side of us who have been doing work for years.
Oh, the satellite, so yeah.
Very familiar with.
I didn't originate the term, but it's definitely the case.
Whenever you find a place that has such cool details, and then like, oh, I renovated the place, and it's just gone.
Devin, thank you.
Gone. You think, oh, that's it.
They just tear out all this amazing stuff. It's like, oh, it hurts the heart. And they saved it, and like. Since the sound wasn't on, I couldn't tell, but I thought like, oh, they're saving it to reuse it. And it's like, no, they're just saving it to make fun of it, I guess.
You're making fun of the turquoise stuff. They probably took baseball bats to it.
One of our tribe got it and made a killing. So that's all I can say.
Probably.
They probably sold it to one of us.
And I'd buy it. You know, if you had that device, there you go.
Yeah.
I remember my... when we were in San Francisco, circa probably 2000.
Oh, Lisa, I can't wait to see it.
What was it? We were visiting my friend Steve, college buddy, and he was renovating a house, which was really a pretty beater place. And he was putting a lot of work into this place to make it good. It was in a pretty rough area of San Francisco at the time. And he had inherited this 60s stove.
It was so cool.
That you're like, whoa, wow. It
was amazing.
I believe it was a caloric. Now, that's a vintage brand right there.
And
this
it was
cool with the timers and the
and it
clock
was
and everything.
It was a multicolored.
It was
appliance.
really cool.
It was great.
And as I recall, my grandmother, my father's mother, actually had a caloric stove. That was really cool. So yeah.
Errol says, "LOL, Kelly. On the last time you were getting your hair done, I would say it's been years for mine."
No. Mm-hmm.
I have learned over the years that what I'm good at and what I'm not good at. I am not good at doing my own hair. Nope.
I could not do mine to save my life. So I go to a stylist and she takes care of me. But definitely.
Oh, and they tear down the braised block. Oh, yes. I know, right?
Why?
It's so upsetting.
Why do you do that?
Don't do that.
No.
Oh, Lisa's asking how long we're married. 24 years in September.
Correct.
Because it's like math.
I'm doing the math on that and saying, is that right? I think
years
it's right.
Now.
Yeah, you're right.
24 years in September.
Yeah, that is correct. So yeah. A grain silo. Ah!
Oh, wow. To turn into a tiki bar. Oh, I love that.
So a grain silo to sell alcohol made from grain.
Oh.
Interesting. I'm just saying, that's hilarious. Great idea. Well, a grain silo, that's a huge piece of territory. Interesting things could happen. We've seen similar footprints turned into incredible spaces in terms of bars.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yep.
Oh, Devin says our apartment is so modern, and every time I go to Habitat for Humanity, I see so many vintage things, and my heart just hurts. I know, right? Ugh. Steve, he had a great stove.
Yeah, and he got rid of it too. But I gotta think.
But no,
myself,
but
wow.
but Steve appreciates. So I'm not gonna knock him. I'm sure he sold it to someone who.
I think that he just thought like it's got age and it's not suiting my purposes.
I'm sure he sold it to someone who appreciated it because, he's a good guy. Oh,
Totally
Lisa cuts her own. Oh, I wish I could cut my own hair, but I cannot.
I totally forgot. We had these star fruit.
Love it. Martin Teddy roses up the walls.
Dried star fruit. And I thought I would add it to the hurricane, so I'm going to do that right now. There we go. Fresh star fruit
is cute with the ducky.
A frequent addition to cocktails. So I'm glad to actually have this in there. I've made this cocktail by adding some bitters.
Oh. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want something else.
You do.
But I should not make another cocktail.
Okay.
That was a half-size cocktail.
It was small.
And it was good.
It was small and it was good. I tried that. It was good.
Yes.
And you tried mine and it was good. And it is good. And I should really nurse this along very slowly because it has 4 ounces of rum in it.
You're not going to... No, 23 years. Yay.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Well, it's good stuff.
I'm trying to think what I should do.
It works around here, folks.
I know. I'm enjoying this. I don't want to log off. So.
All right. So you need a thing.
Are you gonna? I had a good idea, but
what?
I was gonna go grab one of those ginger ciders.
That's a good idea.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. I'll be here, entertaining the troops. Pardon me. Just a second. Just wanted to get that out of the way. It's a little crowded up here. This is a very narrow footprint that we work in. You might imagine that by taking a look at the video and saying, this is about 10 inches deep. It is. So we need to be careful. I have broken glassware on this bar. In fact, recently, I regret that. It's kind of a drag.
Oh, stores have been out of star fruit lately. Oh, okay. I think you got that at
Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's. Yeah,
oh, no.
Right?
No, that was Kalustyan's.
That's right. Kalustyan's that I was talking about earlier that has everything.
Yes, they really do.
We need some
Joe's does
glasses.
not. Joe's has what they have. What glasses do you need?
I think the ones with the blue dots.
Oh, yes. Single old-fashioned size.
Yes. Yeah, I think he did know the greater good because he appreciates this stuff.
He did.
Thank you.
I'm sure that went on towards. So.
Still in that broken glass. Oh, yeah, I know.
Oh, man.
He beat himself up.
It wasn't just a glass from the dollar store. That was a custom-made glass.
Oh, we could probably make a mocktail on the fly.
I'm sure we could.
Let's see.
You got some left in that can after all that?
I don't know. Do you need some?
Yes.
For what?
What I'm drinking.
Yeah, okay. Just evening it up. You can have the rest.
There we go. We were looking for a pour of bubbly. Here we go. This is Citizen Cider called the Dirty Mayor, ginger infused.
Oh,
I'm going to pour that on top of what I got here, and I think it's going to help things out.
If you can get Citizen Cider.
I believe this comes to you from Vermont.
It is.
Yeah.
It's from Vermont.
Drink Vermont, it says. Well, this is really good. And it's got a great
I don't know how wide their reach is, but when we went into our local beer store recently, they were having a tasting. And we're in New York and they're in Vermont. So they're at least in the Northeast. I was just handing you this.
Oh, okay. Yep. I'm just going to hand you one.
Oh, hey, but you're double fisting.
There we go. So we're just having some cider.
Hi, Mars.
Hey, Mars.
Thanks for joining us.
Sure. Much appreciated. So we're just going to have some of this cider. The Citizen Cider is actually great straight up. In fact, we found out that Christy, who I think is watching, maybe is watching, I don't know. It's her birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, Christy.
Kelly says, are you going to... I get those questions too, Paul, and it was the same look on my face.
What? So, yeah. Well, the simple fact is, frequently I get the question around here, do you think we should? And I say to her, to ask the question is to answer it. And in many, many cases, that is the case.
I'm going to add a little bitters to mine.
I will take those bitters. Okay. Because that's a good idea.
I'm just going to add
Straight up, the cider is great. Doesn't need anything.
It's delicious.
But if you're trying to cocktail it, you've got to add bitters. And then fun things can happen. Cider is a really great thing these days to have around. There was a period of time where there were a lot of alcoholic ciders out there. Some of them were not really brewed. Some of them were like, we added a shot of booze to cider. Yeah, well, that's not really the thing. But some of these things are, we took cider, fermented it, and made a classic drink.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Did I miss a birthday?
Hope we didn't miss anything.
I hope I didn't miss a birthday.
Interesting to know.
Oh, Lisa, I love mid-century anything too.
The design is the design. A lot of fun stuff out there. I mean, we have a fair amount of it in here. We have a fair amount of it out there. This whole town has some things from the period.
Oh, it's perfect with the bitters.
Yeah, that works. What bitters did you add?
Just the Angostura.
Oh, yeah. And old-fashioned bitters is a good thing with this.
Well, never mind.
So.
I was just going to say something about the Angostura bitters, but...
No.
Wait, the router crashed again. Wait,
what?
Man. Okay. Oh, no.
Oh. Take your time, my friend.
Oh, my gosh. I was taking out cash today from an ATM, and it totally powered down in the middle of my...
Middle of the transaction.
Yeah. It just went like...
And you said, there goes my cash.
Well, no, I hadn't put in an amount yet. And then I went to the dentist after, and he was in the middle of looking at my records, and his powered down. And I told him what had happened to me, and he's like, check your balance. So I did, and it's fine, but things were powering down.
The simple fact is this entire economy is based on computerized systems. And if they all fail, where's the records?
What birthday did I miss?
I don't know.
I feel terrible. I can't scroll back. Wait. Okay, hold on.
You can scroll back.
Hold on. It's like I missed your birthday. I hate that. Oh my gosh, if I missed your birthday, I'm so sorry.
I hate you miss a birthday. These come up on Facebook or whatever. I like to wish people happy individually because, hey, people wish me a lot of goodwill around my birthday on Facebook. So I like to reciprocate. I'll just send a personal message on Messenger myself. So if you're on there, good. And if you're not, You might miss it, but
Yoink.
I'll send it anyway. And please, if you would.
Can't wait to see how my blood test turns out tomorrow.
Bing!
Your blood is pure alcohol.
I'm not sure how you're still alive. But that's the fun part of the fun part. But
is it time?
It may be time.
All right.
Okay. We have a bonus drink.
All right.
A little cider with the bitters is an excellent place to go.
Plugged in.
Hey, Ron.
Oh, I know, Lisa. I'm trying to figure out who had a birthday too. Who had a birthday?
I don't like to miss these
things.
things.
Okay, Ryan, what have you missed? Okay, so.
Well, let's replay the last 2 hours. We've had a lot of rainy day drinks, a lot of conversation about medicine.
And
interestingly enough,
we sampled Giffard Fruit de la Passion.
The passion fruit
which
liqueur
turns out to
from
be a great mixer.
is excellent.
Yes.
That is really, really nice. I can recommend it. If you can't get it locally, ask your liquor store. Maybe they can pull it in. Sometimes they don't get it because they don't have any demand, not because they can't get it. Sometimes they can't get it. I know some of our locals can't get stuff. That's a drag. But ask your liquor store. Are you mixing at home? Do you want to have some ingredients? Do you see stuff on our show that you're interested in? Ask your local liquor store. We got 50 states and 50 sets of liquor laws. They're all weird. And they're a drag. But you have to ask around. Maybe they can do it.
I know. Everyone's like, oh, who has a birthday?
Yeah.
I know. Okay. All right. Oh, thank you, Devin. Okay,
Thank you so much for appearing.
So I'm glad you arrived. So I'm thinking next week we're going to do some vintage desserts with booze.
Hello. We've been talking about, liquor cake and all that sort of thing.
And
Rumballs, cake.
And then after that we'll do an old wives' tale. Well, we could do it in either order. We can either do the old wives' tales first. And then the vintage desserts, or the vintage desserts, and then the old wives' tales.
We'll figure what works.
Okay. But those will be the next 2 weeks. And I'm super excited about it.
So.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right.
We've been here for 2 hours and 15.
And I'm still buzzing on coffee.
Yeah, she's good.
I'm like, okay, what else is there? I am shaking because I've had a lot of coffee.
Watch out for that crash, folks. But that's what's going to happen.
It's going to be ugly.
Thank you so much for joining us here tonight for some excellent formulae. I pulled out a couple of classics, and you pulled out a couple of originals featuring our new friend, Passion Fruit Giffard. That's great stuff. That's really, really great stuff.
We care not about your alcohol. I hope not.
Please. However, we've had so much fun with you here tonight. Great conversations about everything. We've had everything from music to medicine to who mixed something with the Manischewitz.
Wives' tales and vintage boozy desserts.
Why would you do that?
I love it all.
Why would you do that?
Because of the best.
Why would you mix something with the Manischewitz and pass the gefilte fish?
Oh, and Kids in the Hall brunch. Oh, Kids in the Hall brunch. Yeah. Yes. Oh, man.
So anyway, are you going to give me that videotape back? What? Oh, you got my copy of Mahogany. Oh, yeah. Must have slipped my mind. What, you going to get it? I'll get it to you next week.
Okay. All right, we're going to do it.
Kids in the Hall being hilarious. Just saying. So, anyway.
All right. And we have a bunch of built-in drinks from Girl Drink Drunk, like the chocolate choo-choo. Yeah. Anyway.
If I make the chocolate choo-choo online...
Nanu. I have not heard that in years, Eric.
I need to pass it to somebody because it is 4,000 calories, which is really 4 times the amount a human being can take in one day. So I shouldn't really have it as a drink. But if somebody else wants to have it, I'm glad to pass it along. Hilarious.
Okay. All right.
Have you not actually seen Girl Drink Drunk? Go watch it now.
All right.
Have you?
And we're gonna do.
You know it's all about.
All right.
So anyway.
Okay.
Big fun.
Is it time?
Yes. Right.
We're terrible at we're at parties. We're great at goodbyes. We're like, okay, goodbye tour. Let's start it now. And we're good at getting out of there like with a quickness. But on these videos, we suck. We're like, goodbye.
Listen, Myrna, all these people showed up, and we're so glad you could be here. I'm so happy you could join us tonight. You guys too. Have a couple of drinks, a couple of laughs.
I'm seeing the lovely comments. Please. Oh, thank you so much.
Maybe we added a little fun tonight. That's the whole idea. And we'll do it again in a week, please. Got a lot going on. Some of you were talking about we're making a movie. You're like, we want to see product. We'll make it happen, and we'll tell you all about it because we're so glad you could do that. Anyway, thanks so much for joining us. As always, wherever you go and whatever you do,